Chapter 1. The warm sunlight shone through the window into the room, where a young man was lying on the soft bed. Suddenly, a crisp cell phone ringtone rang. He turned over and slowly reached out to pick up the cell phone on the bedside table. An excited voice came from the other end of the phone. "Li Yu, you are not still sleeping, are you? If you have to fart, do it now. Versatile Mage PC game is out." Suddenly, Li Yu suddenly opened his eyes, and the sleepiness in his mind instantly disappeared. "I'll download it now." He got up in a hurry, looking forward to it day and night, and finally the day came. Versatile Mage is his favorite novel. Once, in order to read a book, he stayed up all night to finish the last chapter and almost died of sudden death. It can be said that he was extremely obsessed with Full-time Mage at that time. Li Yu turned on the computer, clenched his fists excitedly, and tapped the table lightly. When the computer desktop appeared, an exquisite wallpaper with curves came into his eyes. Without saying a word, he logged into QQ, copied the link his brother sent him, and clicked search directly. All in one go. The next second, the official website of the Versatile Mage PC game appeared on the computer web page. Li Yu clicked download immediately. The game was 15 GB in total and it would take some time to complete the download. Fortunately, I was using a 10,000 megabit broadband, so the download was successful very quickly. At this time, Li Yu completed the installation, and the computer screen suddenly went black, and 5 large words flashed. Loading. Li Yu waited anxiously and could even hear his own heavy breathing clearly. But the next moment, Li Yu's head suddenly stopped and a feeling of dizziness made his vision blurred. Gradually, the scene before my eyes became dark. "Li Yu? Are you okay? Li Yu, wake up! Wake up! Teacher!" Li Yu fainted. The noisy sound was very harsh in Li Yu's ears, like tinnitus, tossing back and forth. Li Yu finally couldn't help it, he suddenly opened his eyes and sat up with his body bent. The group of female classmates surrounding him also consciously moved to the sides. Obviously, they were frightened by Li Yu's action. Suddenly, a pair of white, slender long legs came into view. "Are you okay?" A cold voice sounded, and it seemed to be mixed with a hint of worry. Li Yu looked up and saw her snow-silver hair fluttering in the breeze. What amazed him most was the girl's proud figure. Although his face was cold, the temperament he displayed was enough to kill countless people of his age in seconds. Stunning and moving. At this moment, Li Yu suddenly thought of who should have this appearance and temperament. He already had the answer in his mind: Mu Ningxue. If the person in front of him was Mu Ningxue, then he had traveled through time. Moreover, he also traveled to the world of Versatile Mage. "If you're okay, I'll leave first." Mu Ningxue opened her pink lips slightly, said something, and prepared to leave. At this time, Li Yu was still deeply immersed in his own memory. At this moment, he obtained all his identity information and what had just happened. He was practicing wind magic just now, but accidentally lost control of the magic, and was then hit by Mu Ningxue's magic, which caused him to fall into a coma. After figuring out the whole story, Li Yu stood up with one hand. As he looked at Mu Ningxue's departing back, a cold mechanical voice emerged in his mind. "The God-level option system from thousands of worlds is at your service. Please make your choice." Immediately, 4 options appeared before him. Option 1, pretend nothing happened and give me a bottle of Sprite that's 100 years expired as a reward. Option 2, tell the teacher that Mu Ningxue knocked you out, and you'll get a USB drive as a reward. Option 3, challenge Mu Ningxue on the spot and get a maid suit as a reward. Option 4, confess your love to Mu Ningxue on the spot, and you will be rewarded with a random awakening of a magic system. Seeing that no one around him reacted, he was the only one who could see these 4 options. Li Yu was not overly surprised. He had read many novels about time travel that promised golden fingers, so he just let it go. He looked at the 4 options and wanted to complain about the system. Isn't it obvious that he wants me to confess my love for Mu Ningxue right on the spot? It must be said that the addition of a department really made him excited. For this reason, Li Yu took a few steps forward and shouted in front of his classmates, "Mu Ningxue." All of a sudden, all the students present looked up in the direction of Li Yu. Mu Ningxue also paused, turned around in confusion, and stared at Li Yu. "Mu Ningxue, I like you." Wow! Everyone's face was filled with shock. Li Yu actually dared to confess his love to Mu Ningxue in front of so many people? That's really courageous. Mu Ningxue was a well-known rejectionist. She rejected everyone who confessed their love to her without exception. It's okay to confess in private, and it's not shameful to be rejected. But Li Yu was the first one to confess his love openly on the spot. At this moment, everyone looked at Mu Ningxue as if they were watching a show. Mu Ningxue did not show any emotion when she heard Li Yu's confession. She said indifferently, "It is your freedom to like me, but we will only be classmates." Mu Ningxue was very tactful. She didn't stay any longer and turned around and left the spot. As soon as these words were spoken, the students around him covered their mouths and laughed, as if they were watching a farce. Mu Ningxue has rejected so many people, yet there are still people who want to embarrass her. But Li Yu doesn't care about the eyes of people around him, because he is about to have a third magic system. In an instant, the cold mechanical sound rang in his mind again. Congratulations to the host for completing the selection. You will be rewarded with a random awakening of a magic system. Are you awakening now? Li Yu couldn't wait to say silently in his heart, yes. Suddenly, he suddenly felt a cloud of purple stardust appear in his spiritual world. This is the lightning element. Li Yu was so excited that he jumped up and waved his clenched fist with all his strength. But in everyone's opinion, Li Yu went crazy after being rejected. You were rejected, but you are still so happy. They didn't understand Li Yu's joy, and he couldn't tell them. Afterwards, the teacher came hurriedly and saw Li Yu jumping around, but didn't say anything. These students are all outstanding students specially admitted by the Imperial Capital Academy, so the academy regards them as treasures. If anything goes wrong, the teacher will definitely not be able to escape responsibility. Just after class, 4 more options appeared before him. Option 1, after being rejected, pretend nothing happened and reward me with a stick. Option 2, after being rejected, talk to Mu Ningxue every day, and the reward is to upgrade the lightning element to the elementary level 2. Option 3, commit suicide after being rejected, and the reward is a fine coffin. Option 4, after being rejected, follow Mu Ningxue back to Bo City and receive a lightning spirit seed as a reward. Chapter 2. Option 1, after being rejected, pretend nothing happened and reward me with a stick. Option 2, after being rejected, talk to Mu Ningxue every day, and the reward is to upgrade the lightning element to the elementary level 2. Option 3, commit suicide after being rejected, and the reward is a fine coffin. Option 4, after being rejected, follow Mu Ningxue back to Bo City and receive a lightning spirit seed as a reward. Li Yu stared at these 4 options. There was no suspense at all, okay? However, based on this calculation, the current timeline is that Bo City has not yet been destroyed by the Black Church. Then Mu Ningxue's return to Bo City this time is very likely to go back to watch Mo Fan show off and slap Yuang in the face. He will definitely experience the Bo City disaster by then, so he must think carefully. The next day, early in the morning, Li Yu learned from his teacher that Mu Ningxue was going to take a day off today, so he came to the Imperial Capital Railway Station. There was only one train station to go to Bo City, so he only needed to wait at the entrance to see Mu Ningxue. Otherwise, given Mu Ningxue's personality, it would be absolutely impossible for you to follow her back to Bo City. Therefore, he had no choice but to think of this method, but he didn't know whether he could complete the system's optional task. When Mu Ningxue appeared, they both looked at each other, but the former did not speak and walked straight into the train station. As soon as Mu Ningxue left, Li Yu followed. As luck would have it, the two of them were neighbors, with only 2 seats to each other. Li Yu looked at the beautiful scenery outside the window, but couldn't help turning around and saying, "What a coincidence! Are you going back to Bo City?" Mu Ningxue looked straight ahead and nodded politely. "That's a coincidence. I also have a friend in Bo City, and we just happened to be on the same way." Li Yu deliberately raised the voice to make it seem more realistic. However, Mu Ningxue did not say anything else, so Li Yu took it as her consent. The high-speed rail routes are safe, so you won't encounter any monsters. After a long time, Li Yu finally saw from the map in his hand that the high-speed train had entered Bo City. He had pain in his back and waist, especially his buttocks, and felt very uncomfortable after sitting for a long time. Soon, Li Yu and Mu Ningxue got off the train and walked out of the exit. Mu Ningxue always walked in front, and Li Yu always followed behind. Not far from the exit, Mu Zhuoyun was already waiting for Mu Ningxue on the roadside. Seeing Mu Ningxue coming out, he quickly stepped forward to greet his daughter. Mu Zhuoyun also noticed Li Yu following behind him and asked, "Ningxue, is this your friend? Mu Ningxue said truthfully, he is my classmate at the Imperial Capital Academy. Li Yu knew the opportunity had come, and said very politely, Uncle Mu, hello, my name is Li Yu. Since we are all classmates, then Uncle must play the role of a good host and go back to the Mu family for dinner together. Mu Zhuoyun invited Li Yu. Being a classmate of Ningxue, it is not difficult to guess that this boy must be very talented. Such people must have a bright future, so it is natural to build good relationships with them. Then I'll trouble you, Uncle Mu. Afterwards, Li Yu and the other two got in the car and drove towards the Mu family. When returning to the Mu family, Li Yu heard the system prompt sound in his mind. Congratulations to the host for completing the selection. You will be rewarded with a lightning spirit seed. As soon as the system finished speaking, he suddenly felt that his lightning element seemed to have changed. But you still need to figure out the specific changes yourself. About half an hour later, Li Yu and others arrived at the Mu family villa. He looked at the grand Mu family and asked knowingly, Uncle Mu, are there any guests coming tomorrow? There will be a competition among the juniors tomorrow. If you want to watch, you can stay overnight. Li Yu smiled and said, it just so happens that my friend has something to do, so I'll have to trouble Uncle Mu. You and Ningxue are classmates, so it's only natural for you to help each other. Mu Zhuoyun smiled and asked the servants to prepare a room for Li Yu. Afterwards, Mu Zhuoyun took Li Yu for a walk in the villa, and Mu Bai was also with them. After a while, Li Yu and Mu Zhuoyun came to an empty yard. There was a boy standing in the yard, who looked about the same age as him. Mu Zhuoyun said slowly, he is the one who will duel tomorrow. Li Yu thought, who will duel tomorrow? It must be Yuang. Then, Yuang quickly released a basic magic, which surprised the rest of the onlookers. It has to be said that Yuang has achieved such outstanding results at this age. He can be said to be the most outstanding genius in the Mu family except Mu Ningxue. When Mu saw Mu Zhuoyun coming, he turned around and called Yuang, Yuang, the head of the family is here. Yuang quickly turned around and followed Mu to greet Mu Zhuoyun. Brother, who is this? Mu looked at Li Yu and asked in confusion. Mu Zhuoyun introduced with a smile, this is Ningxue's classmate, and also a student of the Imperial Capital Academy. Mu Bai and Yuang were both surprised when these words came out. This person was actually at the same level as Mu Ningxue, so his talent must be quite high. So he's a genius from the Imperial Capital Academy. Mu had a smile on his face and cast a kind look at Li Yu. Li Yu also had a smile on his face, my two uncles are so kind to me. During this period, Mu Zhuoyun gave Mu a look, and the latter immediately understood. That's not flattery. Some people may not be able to become a member of the Imperial Capital Academy even if they try their best. Mu paused for a moment, then continued to introduce, this is Yuang, our Mu family's second-year talent. Li Yu glanced at him politely, with no expression on his face. The same is true for Yuang. Yuang has recently encountered a bottleneck in his cultivation. I wonder if Xiao can give him some guidance. Mu quickly made his intentions known. Li Yu naturally knew what they wanted to do, which was nothing more than trying to test his background. What this kind of family values most is connections, as the saying goes, more friends mean more paths. Whether Li Yu can become their friend depends on whether he has the ability to do so. In general, this is to test him. At this moment, the voice of the system emerged in Li Yu's mind. In response to Mu's request, please make your choice. Option 1, refuse and get a bucket of original snail rice noodle as reward. Option 2, agree to give me some pointers, and the reward is to upgrade the lightning system to the second level of the elementary stage. Option 3, agree, and let Mu Bai join us, 1 against 2, and the reward is to upgrade the lightning element to the fourth level of the elementary stage. Li Yu looked at the 3 options in front of him with a hint of surprise in his eyes. Option 3 is very tempting to him. If the lightning magic is upgraded to the 4th level, it is equivalent to half of the intermediate level lightning magic. Definitely worth it. Therefore, Li Yu chose option 3 without hesitation. Uncle Mu, I think you should let the boy next to you come along, otherwise Yuang might not last a round. Li Yu said this, but in Yuang's mind, this was undoubtedly a mockery of his incompetence. Aren't you just a student of the Imperial Capital Academy? We are the same age, how can I lose to you? Chapter 3. As soon as Li Yu said this, Mu Zhuoyun naturally asked Mu Bai to come along. When Mu Bai saw this, he felt very dissatisfied. This is his chance to show himself. If successful, he will be reused by Mu Ningxue. Afterwards, Li Yu, Mu Bai and Yu Ang all came to an open area. Especially Yu Ang and Mu Bai, both of them were eager to fight and wanted to put down Li Yu's arrogance. Yu Ang looked at Mu Bai and said suddenly, "Don't get in the way later." Mu Bai gritted his teeth and did not respond to Yu Ang. Now he has only cultivated to the second level of the beginner stage, and Yu Ang, under the training of the Mu family, is definitely stronger than him. Naturally, I can't say anything tough. All three parties were ready, and at this moment, the system prompt sounded in Li Yu's mind. Congratulations to the host for completing the selection. The reward is reaching the 4th level of the elementary lightning system. Suddenly, Li Yu felt the changes in the thunder system and was secretly delighted. And it's the 4th level of thunder. Generally speaking, one can only cultivate the lightning element to the 4th level if one has spirit essence. He just felt that this kind of upgrade was so cool. Li Yu looked at them both with a defiant look and said, "You two can come together." Yu Ang clenched his fists. This was clearly a sign of contempt for them. How could he swallow this? Ice vine. Condensation. Without saying anything, he cast a level 2 elementary ice magic. The ground was suddenly covered with a layer of ice, which spread straight towards Li Yu. At this time, Li Yu's face was full of disdain. Wind track. Speed. In an instant, Li Yu had completed the connection of 7 stars and instantly avoided Yu Ang's magic attack. So fast! Mu Ningxue blurted out unconsciously, and was really shocked by Li Yu's actions. If it were someone else, the first level wind track speed would not be able to avoid the second level ice vine condensation. But if you are fast, you can still dodge it. Students who are admitted as exceptions are indeed extraordinary. Mu Ningxue exclaimed. Suddenly, Mu Ningxue also came to Mu Ningxue's side. "Dad, what are you doing?" Mu Ningxue smiled and said, "Just let them spar with each other." Sparring. Mu Ningxue frowned and continued, "Li Yu is a mid-level mage." After these words were spoken, Mu Ningxue and Mu He were both shocked and couldn't help but look at Li Yu. Mu Ningxue knew the reason why Mu Ningxue was able to become a mid-level mage so quickly. But Li Yu was able to become a mid-level mage. In addition to the training resources, his talent was definitely not bad. Therefore, Mu Ningxue suddenly had an idea in his mind, isn't this the person who is worthy of his daughter? Mu He standing next to him was extremely surprised. It would definitely be a good thing if he could get this guy into the Black Church. The two people had their own thoughts, while the competition between Li Yu and the other two continued. Li Yu said arrogantly, "Is this your strength?" Yu Ang and Mu Bai were enraged again. Just now, they had used all their strength but didn't even touch the corner of Li Yu's clothes. "You restrain him with ice vine condensation." Yu Ang instructed Mu Bai, and Mu Bai had no choice but to nod in agreement. Ice vine. Condensation. Suddenly, Mu Bai released magic towards Li Yu. Wind track. Speed. Li Yu dodged again. However, at this time, Yu Ang released his magic in another direction. Ice vine's cover. Suddenly, a cold breath came, and countless snowflakes were blown in front of him along with the strong wind. Mu Bai, I have restrained him, freeze him quickly. Mu Bai nodded and immediately released his magic. Ice vine, freeze. As soon as he finished speaking, the solace of Li Yu's feet slowly began to freeze and the cold was about to spread to his feet. Li Yu looked at his feet, just chuckled, and then said, "Sword spirit, come out." Next moment, the temperature around him suddenly rose, and the ice under his feet melted into water. Even the snowflakes around him were the same, instantly turning into water vapor in front of him. Yu Ang and Mu Bai both looked as if they had seen a ghost, staring at the scene in disbelief. The same thing happened to Mu Ningxue and Mu He. They stared with eyes wide open, feeling awe-inspiring. Mu Ningxue asked curiously, "Ningxue, what kind of magic is this?" "Summoning system." Mu Ningxue said without showing any expression. Mu Ningxue and Mu He were both surprised, but continued to look at them. A flaming sword suddenly appeared in Li Yu's hand. This sword was transformed from his summoned beast. The cooperation was good, but unfortunately it was still a little bit off. As soon as he finished speaking, Li Yu's figure suddenly appeared behind Yu Ang. "It's the wind track shadow." Yu Ang murmured something, and then was blown away by the sword. Wind track flash step. Next second, Li Yu suddenly came in front of Mu Bai and slashed with his sword again, and Mu Bai was directly thrown several meters away. Yu Ang stood up, dusted himself off, and stared at Li Yu fiercely. The look in your eyes annoys me. Li Yu released the Piao Ying again, knocked Yu Ang to the ground, put a sword to his throat and asked, "Do you accept it?" Yu Ang gritted his teeth, his eyes still extremely fierce, and he had no intention of admitting defeat. Mu He appeared at this time and said, "Yu Ang, admit defeat." Seeing this, Yu Ang could only accept his fate and said, "I give up." At this moment, Li Yu was still pressing down hard on his head, and it took a few seconds before he gradually let go. After Mu Bai was thrown away just now, he didn't dare to go up again. The gap between them was too big and there was no hope of winning at all. "Little guy, go back." Li Yu gently stroked the sword spirit, and the latter whimpered and disappeared. Mu Zhuoyun stepped forward, clapped his hands, and said with a smile, "You are indeed a genius from the Imperial Capital Academy. I have asked someone to prepare a dinner. Let's go eat together." "Good." Li Yu left with Mu Zhuoyun and the others. At this time, only Mu He and Yu Ang were left in the yard. Mu He said in a cold tone, "Tomorrow is your home court, don't forget your mission." "Yes." Yu Ang lowered his head. He was very unconvinced, but he couldn't do anything now. "He is not our enemy, maybe he is our teammate." A meaningful smile appeared on Mu He's face. Yu Ang asked doubtfully, "Sir, are you going to recruit him to join us? He has great potential and may be of use to me." After Mu He finished speaking, in order to avoid suspicion, he let Yu Ang leave. The matter of recruiting Li Yu to join the Black Vatican still needs long-term consideration and there is no rush. Li Yu and Mu Ningxue finished their dinner and went about their own business. At night, Li Yu was sitting outside the Mu villa, and he saw a beautiful figure walking out of the villa. He bowed, stood up and followed the beautiful figure. Gradually, the figure came to a terrace where the wind was howling, and her appearance suddenly became clearly visible. Mu Ningxue walked a few steps and came behind a boy. "I asked Xingxia, and she said you were here." The boy didn't look back, but Li Yu knew who that person was. "This person is Mo Fan." At this moment, the system's voice sounded in Li Yu's mind. The next chapter has been blocked. Applying. Chapter 4. Option 1. Declare your sovereignty to Mo Fan in front of Mu Ningxue, and reward him with an upgrade from the primary summoning system to the 3rd level. Option 2. Act as if nothing happened, then leave and be rewarded with a rotten egg. Option 3. Go and beat up Mo Fan, and you will be rewarded with an upgrade from the beginner win system to the 4th level. Option 4. Wait for Mu Ningxue to leave, then go over and ask Mo Fan to be your younger brother, and reward him with a shield magic tool, the Crazy Thunder Shield. Li Yu looked at the 4 options and he directly ruled out the second option first. Option 1 is too naive, but option 3 is something you can consider for a moment. However, when he understood the ability of the Thunder Shield, he chose the 4th option without hesitation. During the defense period, the Thunder Shield can also launch an attack with the power equivalent to mid-level magic. In this way, you can give others unexpected results and turn the tide of the battle. Just choose the 4th option. Li Yu watched them chatting for a while, and after Mu Ningxue left, he walked out from the darkness. "Who?" Mo Fan turned around suddenly and stared at Li Yu who walked out of the darkness. "Don't be nervous." As soon as Li Yu finished speaking, he walked in front of Mo Fan. All of a sudden, Mo Fan stood up and stared at Li Yu warily. Li Yu said, "I am Schwetter's boyfriend. She never told me that she has a boyfriend." Mo Fan didn't believe what Li Yu said at all. "That's because she didn't tell you. You'll know when the time comes." Li Yu didn't care and continued, "Be my little brother, I will protect you." Mo Fan frowned slightly and looked at Li Yu in front of him. Who the hell would recruit someone as a younger brother right away? Do you think this is the era of Brother Shanji? Congratulations to the host for completing the selection. You will be rewarded with a shield magic tool, the Thunder Shield. After the system notification sound faded away, Li Yu said, "I look forward to the day when we become rivals." After saying this, he left the rooftop directly. "I told Mo Fan so much just to get the Thunder Shield." Mo Fan was confused. What on earth was going on? In this world, Li Yu knows the future trajectory of everyone. Therefore, he needs to establish his own camp so that he can gain a better foothold in this world. Mo Fan was nothing more than an optional choice for him. Because now he is the protagonist of this world. Li Yu's background is the imperial capital Li family, but the Li family is just a second-rate family. Compared with the Nenrong family, or even first-rate families like the Mu family, the Li family's status is simply not comparable. Li Yu returned to the Mu family, played with the Thunder Shield for a while, and then began to practice. Although you can rely on God-level choices to improve your cultivation, you'll be sitting idle anyway, so it's better to improve your cultivation a little more. Soon. The night passed quickly. The battle between Mo Fan and Yuang also took place today. Li Yu was arranged by Muse Woyun to sit in a position with the best view, so he could see many visiting guests. He scanned the crowd and, from his own understanding, identified Principal Zhu, Zhang Kong, Tang Yu, and others. No one might believe what happened in Bo City, but he could reduce the painful price Bo City had to pay. The guests arrived one after another, and Mo Fan and Yuang were already waiting in the venue for the duel to begin. With a cold shout, the two began a magical battle. Li Yu knew the outcome of the duel, so he was not very interested in it. When everyone thought Yuang was going to win, Mo Fan instantly released a Thunder Seal, Fury Strike, which amazed everyone. Li Yu helplessly watched Mo Fan pretending to be cool, then turned his gaze to Mu He. Mu He is the blue-robed deacon of the Black Church. He must find a way to get rid of this man, otherwise there will be endless troubles. But even if he revealed Mu He's identity, no one would believe it without evidence. Moreover, doing so may bring about fatal disaster. He would never do such a stupid thing. The current situation is to reduce the damage caused by demons to Bo City. Li Yu didn't know why, but when he came to this world, he inexplicably wanted to do a lot of things for this world. Maybe it was because when I first read the novel, I felt a lot of regrets. Some people were obviously very kind and should not have died. Some people are so hateful, why aren't they the ones who die? Since I have traveled to this world, while pursuing power, perhaps I can also do something for this world. These thoughts may have been infected by some people in the full-time magician. They can make selfless contributions and are willing to sacrifice everything for the sake of their lives. Such people are the most respectable. The duel came to an end. Mo Fan won the final victory and became the focus of everyone's attention. When the matter came to an end and Li Yu was about to go out, Mu He stopped him. Mu He asked, "Xiao Yu, where are you going?" "I want to go out for a walk, Uncle Mu He, is there anything I can do for you?" Li Yu didn't understand why Mu He was looking for him, and a sense of vigilance arose in his heart. The Black Vatican is a villain force that stands against the world. Their goal is to destroy the world to satisfy their vanity. Li Yu had to be cautious when facing the people from the Black Vatican. Ningxue told me that you seem to come from a noble family in the imperial capital, so I want to ask you how the noble families in the imperial capital manage their families. Mu He always had a smile on his face. If Li Yu didn't know his identity, he would really think that he was just an amiable uncle. Li Yu also wanted to know what kind of bad intentions Mu He had, so after thinking it over, she agreed to his request. Afterwards, Mu He took Li Yu to a study room and they both sat down. Mu He chatted with Li Yu for a while, and gradually got straight to the point. "Xiao Yu, is the competition among you children of aristocratic families very fierce?" "It's quite intense, but I have good talent, and my family is more inclined towards me." Li Yu found the answer to the question from memory. "Your Li family seems to be just a second-rate family in the Magic City, right? With your talent, the resources your family can provide you probably aren't many, right?" Mu He poured Li Yu a cup of brewed tea with a smile in his eyes. As for the family behind Li Yu, he sent people to investigate, so he knew the situation of the Li family. Li Yu didn't know what Mu He wanted to say, so he could only say, "It's really not much. The more you practice, the more resources you will need. Yes, especially when you reach a high level, the resources you need are simply unaffordable for ordinary people. If the resources are not available at that time, you will most likely be surpassed by those who are less talented than you." Mu He took a sip of tea and said something with hidden meaning. The more Li Yu listened, the more he felt something was wrong. It seemed like Mu He was trying to trick him. "Uncle Mu He, just say whatever you want to say." "Clever." Mu He smiled, then said seriously, "Xiao Yu, do you want to become powerful?" "Of course." Li Yu said immediately without hesitation. "So who do you think is a bad person and who is a good person?" Mu He put down the teacup, and his sharp eyes immediately focused on Li Yu's face. At this moment, the system's voice sounded in Li Yu's mind. Option 1. Chapter 5. Option 1, answer I think it means literally and you will be rewarded with a roll of toilet paper. Option 2, don't answer anything and you will be rewarded with a silicone item. Option 3, reveal Mu He's identity on the spot, and be rewarded with a lightning upgrade to the intermediate level. Option 4, answer I think good people and bad people should not be defined by themselves and you will be rewarded with a magic mask. Li Yu stared at the options in front of him, without hesitation, and said directly, I think good people and bad people should not be defined by themselves. Well said. Mu He agreed with Li Yu's statement. Then, he stood up and handed him a wind-type spirit seed. Uncle Mu He, what are you doing? This is my gift to you. Mu He smiled and stuffed the spirit seed into his hand. Li Yu looked at his departing back, not knowing what to say for a moment. He actually got a wind-type spirit seed for free. A guaranteed profit. Congratulations to the host for completing the selection. The reward is the magic tool, the disguise mask. Li Yu put away the disguise mask and recalled what Mu He had just said. Is Mu He trying to lure him into joining the Black Church? But even so, Li Yu had no such plan in mind. After leaving the Mu family, Li Yu used the navigation to head towards Mingwen Girls' Middle School. Mingwen Girls' Middle School is a demon passage. If Zhang Kong and the others could know about it, Bo City would not have to pay such a painful price. Soon, Li Yu arrived at Mingwen Girls' Middle School. Today is a holiday and there are no students in Mingwen Girls' Middle School. Therefore, he quietly entered and began to look for the whereabouts of the giant-eyed rat. Suddenly, a giant-eyed fishy rat poked out from a dark place, and Li Yu happened to see it. That's right. There is a hole in the cafeteria of Mingwen Middle School. Li Yu just remembered that he released wind track. Flash step and immediately stopped a giant-eyed fishy rat. Is this the demon? It was the first time he saw a demon, and he felt quite excited. Die. This was just a servant-level demon. Li Yu released the initial level of Thunder Seal, crazy strategy and killed the giant-eyed rat. The next second, Li Yu threw the demon out of the gate of Mingwen Girls' Middle School. And at this moment, he put on a disguise mask that could change his appearance. As soon as the giant-eyed fishy rat came out, passers-by panicked. There's a demon. Run away, there are demons here. Run. It was already a mess outside, and they didn't care at all whether the giant-eyed fishy rat was alive or not. However, not long after, a group of people arrived at the gate of Mingwen Girls' Middle School. They looked at the dead giant-eyed rat in front of them and frowned unconsciously. These people are the city monster hunting team, led by Su Dawang. Captain, didn't we kill the demon from Inscription Girls' Middle School? Why is there another one here? Fei Shi asked. You ask me, who should I ask? Su Dawang didn't know either. He looked around and saw a figure walking out of the middle school. Who are you? The person who came out was Li Yu. He staggered as if he was injured. I am a student who came back from another place. When I passed by, I saw a demon in Mingwen Middle School, so I went in and saw that there really was a demon. Li Yu made up a story on his own just to make Su Dawang take it seriously. Did you kill this demon by yourself? Yes. Li Yu said, emphasizing, I also found many giant-eyed fishy rats. They all crawled into the hole in the cafeteria. That's true. At first they thought they had cleaned it up, but unexpectedly the monster appeared again. I think we should tell the military wizard about this, because I also saw a blood-marked giant demon rat. Li Yu spoke without blushing or beating her heart. Blood-marked giant demon rat. Su Dawang and others all showed surprise. The blood-veined giant rats are general-level demons, and with their strength, they are indeed not very capable. Faishi, hurry up and notify the military magician's people. Li Yu felt relieved knowing that Su Dawang and others had taken it seriously. The next park is in Bailing District. Li Yu remembers a giant-eyed fishy rat that appeared in a park in Bailing District and hurt people. Without saying a word, he headed towards the park in Bailing District. Li Yu came to the park in Bailing District. He looked everywhere but still couldn't find any obvious hole. Where is the entrance to this cave? Just when he was wondering, he saw a familiar face. Tang Yu? What is she doing here? Li Yu followed curiously, and then he realized that Tang Yu was following someone. There was no result at the park, so Li Yu had to follow them to see what they were doing. However, as he followed, Tang Yu seemed to have lost her. This is a bit embarrassing. Don't hide, come out. Tang Yu said with her back to Li Yu. Li Yu looked confused. Who was Tang Yu talking to? But at this moment, he suddenly realized that Tang Yu seemed to be minoring in the shadow department. Li Yu patted his forehead, took back the mask, and walked out from the hiding place behind him. Is that you? Tang Yu glanced at Li Yu when Mo Fan and Yu Ang were dueling, so his appearance was already imprinted in her mind. Do you know me? Tang Yu did not answer, but asked, why are you following me? It's nothing, actually. I just want to know who you're chasing after. Li Yu was thinking about something while speaking. Some things are better off not knowing. Tang Yu gave a reminder and was about to leave when Li Yu stopped her. Etc. Tang Yu raised her eyes and asked, is there anything else? I guess the person you were chasing just now is related to the Black Church. As soon as Li Yu finished speaking, Tang Yu's eyes suddenly became sharp. Do you know the Black Church? Li Yu said, not only did I know, I was also invited by the Black Church to join them. You haven't been brainwashed by them. Maybe I'm smarter, so it's hard to fool me. Li Yu began to demonstrate his excellent quality of being shameless. Tang Yu looked at Li Yu and she felt that he didn't seem to be joking. The Black Church really intends to recruit you. More real than pearls. Then tell me, what do you want me to do? Tang Yu asked directly. Li Yu said calmly, before, I would never have joined the Black Church, but when I met you, I had an idea. What do you think? I think I can infiltrate the Black Church as an undercover agent. Li Yu expressed his thoughts. Tang Yu said seriously, being an undercover agent? That's too dangerous. I think this is a good opportunity. Perhaps we can dig out many members of the Black Church hiding in the dark. Li Yu also wanted to use this opportunity to find an excuse to claim that he was an undercover agent, and then give out all the Black Vatican members he knew. In this way, some things will not happen and a lot of harm can be reduced. Chapter 6. No, it's too dangerous for you, and you don't have to do this. Tang Yu shook her head firmly. Until now, she didn't know the name of the boy in front of her. However, the other party said such words, which really made her admire this young man. The Black Church is too dangerous for everyone, and it is extremely difficult to become an undercover agent. Li Yu saw the look of denial on Tang Yu's face, and he didn't say anything else. Thinking about it carefully, I realized that I was indeed a little too fanciful. Who are the Black Vatican? Afterwards, Li Yu and Tang Yu came to the bench in the park and sat down. Please introduce yourself. Indeed, he had not introduced himself to Tang Yu yet. I call out Li Yu. After Li Yu introduced herself, Tang Yu also introduced herself. No wonder the Black Church would recruit you. It turns out that you are also a genius from the Imperial Capital Academy like Mu Ningxue. Perhaps. Li Yu had never thought about this question, but since Tang Yu mentioned it, he also felt that it should be the case. Tang Yu blurted out, do you have a grudge against the Black Church? Li Yu suddenly paused when he heard this question. He had no hatred towards the Black Church, but perhaps influenced by the novel, he naturally stood on the opposite side of the Black Church. You could say that. Tang Yu didn't ask any more questions and reminded him again, you are still young, don't do such dangerous things. You have great talent, I will have someone protect you, the future is your stage. She really didn't want Li Yu to take any risks. Although this would indeed help uncover the Black Church hiding in Bo City, there was no need to sacrifice a child. Li Yu knew her good intentions and thought about it but decided not to say anything. Without Tang Yu's help, he would not dare to fight the Black Church alone. Tang Yu said solemnly, can you tell me who recruited you into the Black Church? Li Yu did not hesitate because he could trust Tang Yu 100%. Mu he. As soon as he finished speaking, Tang Yu frowned and pondered for a long time. Li Yu and Tang Yu added each other's contact information and established a relationship. He continued to search in the park, but still couldn't find the hole. In this way, this place will become a dangerous area. Li Yu looked at the blue sky. He dared to come to Bo because Bo had not yet fallen into crisis. As long as he wants to leave, he can choose to leave before the danger comes. He wanted to save people, but his ability only allowed him to do so much. Without convincing evidence, there was only so much he could do. Li Yu returned to the Mu family and entered his room. His wind element has now reached the intermediate level, but he can only cast intermediate level magic wind disc. The thunder element has reached the 4th level of the initial stage, and with the blessing of the spirit seed, its power is still quite good. The summoning system is at the second level of the beginner stage, and it is still a bit far from reaching the intermediate level. However, the summoned beast sword spirit he obtained could barely fight against ordinary warrior level monsters. At this time, Li Yu called out the sword spirit, which circled around him mischievously. When your father and I have money, I will buy spirit essence to feed you. The little sword spirit seemed to understand what Li Yu said and started spinning in circles happily. Let it continue to play. Li Yu took out the wind spirit seed that Mu he gave him. This spirit seed can increase the power by 1.5 to 2.5 times. The specific amount of increase depends on the quality of the spirit seed itself. The lightning spirit seeds given by the system before increased the power of lightning by 2.5 times. Therefore, his current 4th level thunder magic is comparable to his original intermediate level thunder magic. Refine it first. The longer the night, the more dreams you will have. Only when it becomes a part of your own strength can it truly become your own. Li Yu spent a whole night and finally refined the wind spirit seed. It has doubled its power. The quality of this spirit seed is pretty good. Today should be the day for Mo Fan to enter the holy spring to practice. From today on, Bo City will fall into endless panic. Li Yu had already edited the information and sent it to Tang Yu about the Black Church's invasion. This is all he can do. He hopes Tang Yu can believe in him. Trigger the God level choice. Host, please make a choice. Option 1. Leave Bo City early and be rewarded with an upgrade of the summoning system to the 3rd level of the elementary stage. Option 2. Stay in Bo City and wait for the demons to invade. You will be rewarded with a common high-level lightning experience card. Li Yu stared at the two options, thinking constantly in his mind. If he gets a high-level lightning experience card, he can escape unscathed even if he encounters danger. Moreover, staying here might trigger other God-level options that would enhance your strength. The best of both worlds. Congratulations to the host for completing the selection. You will be rewarded with a common high-level lightning experience card. With this trump card, Li Yu also has a means to save his life. Zhang Kong was looking down at the dense forest below, and the person standing next to him was Tang Yu. Is what you said true? Tang Yu said, I'm not sure, but I believe what he said. Although she was a member of the Inquisition, Li Yu gave her too many locations. Moreover, her mission was to uncover the Black Church, and as for the protection of Bo City, she planned to leave it to the military magician. Zhang Kong looked at the sky covered with dark clouds, with a complicated expression in his deep eyes. After a moment's silence, he looked at the male military mage beside him and said, Go notify the city's demon hunting team and have them guard these places. If anything happens, notify us immediately and evacuate the crowd. Yes. The male military mage nodded and left immediately. Tang Yu breathed a sigh of relief. Having completed this task, she left. Dark clouds covered the entire city of Bo, as if the end of the world had come. There was no one walking on the streets anymore, they were all waiting for the heavy rain to come. Gradually. It was drizzling in Bo, but the rain was a little strange. Li Yu was outside the Mu family's house. He held out his hands to hold the falling raindrops. Is it coming? The red alert suddenly sounded, and the sound echoed throughout Bo City like a death horn. Everyone was panicking. Li Yu stretched his muscles. He was a mid-level wind mage. As long as he was not besieged by monsters, he would still be able to protect himself. At this moment, Mu Ningxue came out. Li Yu, where are you going? Bo City is in trouble. As a mage, I can't just sit there and do nothing. Li Yu said this without even looking back, and walked out of the Mu manor. Mu Ningxue watched Li Yu leave with mixed feelings. She clenched her hands, as if blaming herself for something. Sudden. A one-eyed demon wolf jumped out from the bushes. Sinking star. Thunder seal. Rampant mark, boom. The one-eyed demon wolf was knocked away directly, and a burning smell emanated from its body. It's great to have a spirit seed. I killed a servant-level demon with a low-level elementary magic. As soon as Li Yu finished speaking, the system's voice sounded. The God-level choice has been triggered. This choice is a side quest and does not affect the main quest. Option 1, kill 3 people from the Black Church, and you will be rewarded with an intermediate level of lightning. Currently 0/3 completed. Option 2. Chapter 7. Option 1, kill 3 people from the Black Church, and you will be rewarded with an upgrade from the primary level of lightning to the intermediate level. Currently 0/3 has been completed. Option 2, lead 1000 people to a safe barrier by yourself, and you will be rewarded with a lightning soul seed. Currently 0/1000 completed. Option 3, kill 100 slave level monsters, and you will be rewarded with reaching the intermediate level of the basic summoning system. Currently 1/100 has been completed. Option 4, kill 10 general level demons, and you will be rewarded with an upgrade from the primary level of lightning to the intermediate level. Currently 0/10 has been completed. Li Yu looked at the options and basically could only make a choice after they were completed. As for what to choose, he had no idea and could only take one step at a time. If you want to kill demons quickly, the best way is to go to the city. Especially Mingwen Girls' Middle School, or the parks in Bailing District. There may be more monsters in these two places. Having made plans, Li Yu did not delay. The nearest park to him was in Bailing District. Bailing District Park. There is a team of city demon hunters on guard now, and they will notify the military mage as soon as something happens. There is a demon. Suddenly, a wizard came running towards them in a panic from a distance. Where is the demon? The bald man in the lead asked. The wizard pointed to the left side of the park and said, right over there is a warlord-level blood-marked giant demon rat. After these words were spoken, everyone's faces became extremely solemn. Go and notify the military magician and have someone evacuate the crowd. The bald man instructed his companions and led the team to the left side of the park. When they came in front of the blood-marked giant rat, everyone entered combat mode. This demon was covered in blood streaks and was even bigger than the giant-eyed rat. It exudes a chilling aura, and its eyes flash with a sinister and fierce light. Everyone, come together. As soon as the bald man finished speaking, the others followed suit. Although there was only one mid-level wizard, the bald man, among this group of people, they had once worked together to kill a general-level demon. Therefore, they were able to deal with this blood-veined giant rat with ease. Consume it first, then kill it. The rest of them made another effort. Earth wave, fall. The ground beneath the blood-veined troll rat's feet suddenly cracked, and its body suddenly fell into it. Ice vines cover. In the blink of an eye, the ground was suddenly covered with a layer of ice, and the blood-marked giant rat that originally wanted to break free was controlled again. It's my turn. The bald man felt that the time was ripe. Fierce fist. The temperature in the air slowly rose, and huge flames burst out from the bald man's fists. Boom! The flames instantly hit the blood-marked giant rat, burning its body violently. Just when everyone thought it was over, the blood-marked giant rat suddenly roared, jumped up from the ground, opened its bloody mouth and bit the demon hunting team member closest to it. In the moment of crisis, none of them reacted. Thunder seal, minefield. Crackling lightning struck from the sky, and the blood-marked troll rat was crushed by the lightning in an instant. Seeing this, Baldy and the others breathed a sigh of relief. At the same time, they also looked at Li Yu not far away. No need to be polite, let's deal with the monster in front of us first. Li Yu looked forward, and at this moment a large number of giant-eyed fishy rats and one-eyed demon wolves appeared in front of him. Behind them is a three-eyed demon wolf of the general level. This. The bald man looked at the demon in front of him and unconsciously took a few steps back. Li Yu looked at the residents who were retreating behind him, and then turned his gaze to the group of demons. Just kill it. As soon as he finished speaking, Li Yu released the minefield and instantly eliminated 10 slave-level monsters. The demons bared their fangs and claws, and a blood-red fierce light flashed in their eyes, and they pounced towards them one after another. Well done! The 7 star tracks in Li Yu's spiritual world connected into a star map in an instant. Wind disk. The impatient gust of wind blew up and immediately formed a huge tornado. The demons that rushed over were instantly swept into the air and fell heavily to the ground. How powerful, the members of the demon hunting team exclaimed in surprise. Everyone continue, we still need to buy them some time. Li Yu said as he continued to release magic towards the demon. The others nodded and worked together to limit the spread of the demons. Since Zhang Kong had arranged monster hunting teams at several locations given by Li Yu, the situation was somewhat under control. However, if multiple general-level demons appear, they will not be able to hold on. As time went by, more and more demons emerged from the cave. Li Yu was also unable to resist. Retreat. There are too many demons now, and they have consumed a lot before. If they continue to hold on, they will only die. The bald man understood and headed towards a safe place. Demons continue to pour out, and it is clear that this area is no longer safe. We still need to preserve our strength and not be too aggressive. Li Yu left Baldi and the others and found a place with a wide view. At this time, Bo City has been gradually occupied by demons, and the residents have few chances to escape. Li Yu clicked on the side quest and found that there were already 36 servant-level monsters. There were also 2 general-level demons. So far, only these 2 tasks have a higher chance of completion. But at this moment, the system's voice sounded again. Yexingxia is in danger, please make your choice. Option 1, ignore it and get a gust of northwest wind as a reward. Option 2, go to rescue, and you will be rewarded with a perfect fire attribute servant spirit. What you think will come true? If the sword spirit obtains this fire attributed servant level spirit essence, its strength will increase significantly. But, shouldn't Yexingxia be in danger at this time? Suddenly, what was in Li Yu's mind? Maybe it was because he broke the previous balance that many things did not happen exactly the same. However, he already had a plan in mind. Congratulations to the host for completing the selection. The reward is a servant-level spirit with perfect fire attribute. As the system's voice fell, Li Yu immediately let the sword spirit swallow a spirit. After finishing this task, Li Yu glanced in the direction of Mingwen Girls' Middle School and hurried over. Logically speaking, there are also deployments at Mingwen Girls' Middle School, and the people there should also be evacuated. However, when he arrived at Mingwen Girls' Middle School, he was suddenly stunned. 1, 2, 3. No wonder. There are a total of 5 general-level monsters. The city monster hunting team deployed here will definitely not be able to defend it. Li Yu didn't have time to worry about others. All he had to do now was to find Yexingxia and rescue her. He looked around, trying to figure out where to hide. Chapter 8. There must be other people hiding in places that are easy to hide, and they are easier to find. Li Yu continued to look around, and a roaring voice caught his attention. He looked up and saw a ferocious demon crawling on top of a tall building. The demon's pair of wings exudes an extremely powerful aura. Winged Wolf. Li Yu uttered the name of the demon. This is the biggest boss that Bo City has encountered, and it is also because of it that Bo City was destroyed. If you can kill it, maybe you can get a commander-level spirit. But without thinking about these things now, even if he had a high-level lightning experience card, he might not be able to defeat the Winged Wolf in a fight. Li Yu walked through the building carefully, he needed to find Yexingxia quickly. There seem to be more and more monsters here. If a battle breaks out, more monsters will surely appear. At this moment, Li Yu seemed to hear the sound of something collapsing. He recalled carefully and the sound seemed to come from his left. Without hesitation, Li Yu ran straight to the left. The voice came again. This time he was more certain that the current direction was correct. In a small shop, the storage shelves were overturned and some items fell to the ground. Isn't your brother very awesome? Why hasn't he come to rescue you yet? A man in black clothes with his face wrapped in black cloth sneered at a girl sitting in a wheelchair. This girl was Yexingxia. She was forced to hide here when the demons invaded. Yexingxia did not respond to the man in black. Her face was pale as she moved the wheels backwards. Mo Fan destroyed me, so I will destroy his sister. The man in black clothes laughed wildly, and now he seemed to be in a state of madness. Suddenly, a low shout came from behind. Thunder Seal, Fury Strike! A bolt of thunder suddenly struck, instantly hitting the man in black. Ah! The man howled in extreme pain, and his whole body looked like he was seriously injured. His clothes were torn and his flesh was burnt. Li Yu felt pain when he saw his appearance, but he held back and did not kill him outright. He could already tell who this person was from his appearance. It was Yuang, the running dog of the Black Church. You actually ruined my good thing. Yuang said angrily. Li Yu had just put on a disguise mask, he didn't want Yuang to recognize him. He also planned to infiltrate the Black Church, so he had to be cautious. Not convinced? If you don't agree, come and bite me. Yuang gnashed his teeth, stared at him coldly and said, kill him for me. Suddenly, behind him appeared several monkey-faced people with deformed bodies. They were extremely ugly in appearance, neither human nor ghost. Black Beast. Li Yu uttered a few words lightly. So you know the Black Beast, then prepare to die. As soon as Yuang finished speaking, the Black Beasts attacked Li Yu. However, these slave-level Black Beasts were no match for him. Thunder Seal, Minefield. Crackling lightning instantly covered the Black Beasts. Those beasts were completely unable to withstand the crushing of thunder and lightning, and fell to the ground and died one after another. When Yuang saw this scene, he suddenly panicked. This was his trump card, and he was killed just like that? No, run away. At this moment, he had the thought of escaping, because the person in front of him was too terrifying. If we stay here, there will be only one outcome, and that is death. He can't die. He wants to live. Yuang then ordered the remaining black beasts to rush forward and try to buy him time to escape. Li Yu looked at the direction Yuang ran in, which was within his expectations. After dealing with the last few black beasts, he quickly came to Yexingxia. I'll take you away with me. Li Yu carried Yexingxia on his back and used the wind track to shuttle between the buildings. He still followed behind Yuang. Yexingxia looked at Li Yu's face and didn't know what to say for a moment. She thought about it and leaned close to Li Yu's ear and said thank you. Li Yu's heart was originally peaceful, but this sudden exhalation immediately made him feel confused. He did not kill Yuang directly in order to lure out other members of the Black Vatican. With his current strength, it is unlikely that he can kill 10 general-level demons. If we can unite with other people, there is still a possibility. Therefore, he thought it would be more practical to kill 3 members of the Black Church. This was also the idea that came to his mind after he met Yuang, otherwise he could only obediently find ways to kill more monsters. The rewards for killing 3 Black Church members and killing 10 general-level demons are the same, so he only needs to complete one of them to upgrade his lightning element to the intermediate level. Li Yu continued to follow Yuang, carrying Yexingxia on his back, until the latter arrived at a large warehouse. He looked around and felt that this place was relatively safe, and he did not find any trace of demons. Wait for me here. Li Yu said, and asked the sword spirit to guard Yexingxia. Yexingxia said worriedly, be careful, this person is from the Black Church. It's okay, wait here for me to come back, and then I'll take you to the safe border. Li Yu smiled gently and walked towards the warehouse in the distance. In an empty warehouse, Yuang rushed in hurriedly. Seeing this, the 3 companions in black clothes hurried forward. What's going on? They looked at Yuang's injuries and asked with confusion in their eyes. I found the person who was carrying the holy spring, but I was injured by his sneak attack. Yuang covered his chest and spoke breathlessly. Where are they now? Asked one of the Black Church members. This is a golden opportunity to make meritorious service. If they can obtain the holy spring, their status in the Black Church will be improved. However, they did not expect that all of this was fabricated by Yuang. Are you looking for me? Suddenly, a figure jumped down from the 2nd floor of the warehouse. The others stared at Li Yu warily, and asked in a sensitive tone, is the Disheng Chuan on you? Idiot! Li Yu scolded him but did not answer his question. Court death! The man shouted angrily and then released ice magic. Ice vine. Condensation. Too slow. Li Yu shook his head and released sprint to avoid the opponent's attack. He's very strong, quickly get your black beasts to attack him. Yuang said beside him. The others looked at each other, and then ordered the surrounding black beasts to rush forward. Li Yu looked at the dozen or so black beasts attacking him, and the corners of his mouth curled up slightly, wind plate. The huge wind disc swept across the entire warehouse, and those slave-level black beasts were slaughtered in an instant. Yuang clenched his fists tightly. He didn't expect that the person in front of him was actually a mid-level wind mage. He quietly left here during the chaos. Chapter 9. We are lucky. There are exactly 3 members of the Black Church. These 3 members of the Black Church were nothing more than beginner mages. They were like sheep walking into a tiger's mouth. Let's go together. The black beasts were all killed by Li Yu, so they had no choice but to charge forward. However, in the face of absolute strength, numbers cannot change the outcome. Thunder Seal, Minefield. As lightning struck, those people instantly turned into charred corpses, deader than dead. Bite. The Option 1 mission has been completed. Host, do you want to select the Option 1 option? The system's voice sounded, and Li Yu agreed without hesitation. Suddenly, Li Yu felt the changes in the Thunder Spirit Sea in his spiritual world. The stardust turned into a nebula, which was a symbol of a breakthrough from the initial stage to the intermediate stage. It's great to have a system. Li Yu couldn't help but praise it. If an ordinary person breaks through to the intermediate level, he will naturally have to connect the 7 star tracks of the Thunder system into a star map before he can release intermediate level Thunder magic. But Li Yu is different. After the system upgraded his lightning magic to the intermediate level, he can easily release the intermediate level lightning magic, Thunderbolt. In contrast, Li Yu can release intermediate level magic without having to practice it himself. After completing the side quest, Li Yu left the warehouse and returned to Yexingxia's side. Are you okay? Fine. Li Yu carried Yexingxia on his back and the two of them left the dilapidated building. He released wind magic and ran wildly all the way. Even the general level demons could not catch up with his speed. Li Yu did not trigger any tasks along the way and soon arrived at the safety barrier. Looking around, he found Mu Ningxue and Mu Zhuoyun, and walked over with Yexingxia on his back. After he changed back to his original appearance, he said, Ningxue, I leave her to you. As soon as Li Yu finished speaking, he put Yexingxia on the seat next to him. Where are you going? Mu Ningxue and Yexingxia asked at the same time. There are still many people in Bo who need me. Li Yu smiled and walked out of the safety barrier without looking back. In fact, in addition to saving people, he still wants to trigger more god-level choices and then enhance his own strength. Mu Ningxue looked at Li Yu's back as she left. She clenched her hands again. Just as she was about to take a step forward, Mu Zhuoyun held her back. Ningxue, you can't change anything by yourself, but you can change our current situation. After hearing what Mu Zhuoyun said, Mu Ningxue took a deep breath but still did not take that step. After leaving the barrier, Li Yu ran all the way towards Bo City. The god-level choice has been triggered. The students of Tianlan Magic High School are being besieged by the Black Church. Please make a choice, host. Option 1, if you don't help someone in need, you will be rewarded with a big, thick cucumber. Option 2, stand up and be rewarded with a random draw. Li Yu paused for a moment. There was actually a random lottery for rewards. Although I don't know what I will get, it may be a big gift. Li Yu thought carefully and realized that Mo Fan and his companions were stopped by the Black Vatican on their way to the safety barrier. Without further delay, he headed straight towards Tianlan Magic High School. If you follow this road, you will definitely meet them. At this time, Mo Fan and his group had been stopped by Bai Yang. It was also at this time that Bai Yang revealed his true nature, looking at them with the gaze of a hunter looking at his prey. You guys die. Suddenly, two black beasts appeared on both sides of them, and their speed of rushing out stunned everyone for a moment. Too fast. They couldn't react at all. The closest ones are Zhang Ziahe and He Yu. At this moment, the black beast with bared fangs and claws raised its sickle-like forelimbs and slashed towards the two of them. Thunder Seal, Fury Strike. The next moment, before Mo Fan could cast his magic, two bolts of lightning suddenly struck from the sky, turning the two black beasts into ashes. Who is it? Bai Yang was furious. He looked behind him and saw that the person coming was Li Yu. Tell me, how do you want to die? Li Yu looked at him coldly. If he had come a step later, another flower of the motherland would have been killed by those bastards of the Black Vatican. Bai Yang frowned slightly. He had never seen this guy before, but he gave him a very dangerous feeling. But now that things have come to this, he can only try it out first. You're looking for death. As soon as he finished speaking, Bai Yang immediately ordered the surrounding black beasts to swarm forward. However, even if all of them came, they couldn't withstand Li Yu's minefield. Bai Yang bit his lip. This man's thunder element was too strong. Its power was comparable to that of mid-level magic. Phantom Wolf Beast. The summoned beast is his last trump card. If he loses even the Phantom Wolf Beast, he will surely die. Bai Yang stared at his Ghost Wolf Beast, which was his last straw. Just a beast. Li Yu said that he was ready to try the power of the intermediate thunder system. Shensing. Thunderbolt. Purple thunderbolts fell from the sky, instantly crushing the ghost wolf to the ground. Bai Yang looked at his dying ghost wolf with a painful expression, and he panicked at this moment. All the black beasts died, and his own ghost wolf beast also died. Everyone in the vanguard team looked at Li Yu, their eyes full of shock. If it were them, fighting Bai Yang one-on-one, they would probably have become a corpse long ago. Too strong. Is this the power of the lightning system? Who is he? Is he the military magician of Bo City? The vanguard team was talking about it, and Zhang Ziahe and He Yu both looked at them with gratitude. Among all of them, only Mo Fan knew who the person in front of him was. This person was the one who rashly said that night that he would take him in as his younger brother. You guys should go to the safety barrier quickly. Li Yu didn't want to waste time with them, so he walked towards Bo City. Zhang Ziahe looked at Li Yu's leaving figure and asked, "Brother Fan, do you know him?" "I know him, but I don't know him either." When Mo Fan saw this man performing intermediate lightning magic, he thought it was so cool. He clenched his fists, believing that he could reach that point too. The current Bo City has completely fallen into the home of demons. Li Yu shuttles between the buildings and occasionally encounters one or two general-level demons. He stayed in many areas for a long time, but still did not trigger the God-level selection task. In desperation, Li Yu found a relatively safe building, hoping to see what good things he could win from the random draw. He looked calmly at the random lottery machine that appeared in front of him, and his eyes fell on a red button. Possessed by the Emperor of Europe. Li Yu raised his hand and pressed the red button hard. The next second, the random lottery machine continued to spin, faster and faster, and then gradually slowed down. Li Yu was full of anticipation, his eyes fixed on the lottery machine in front of him. The speed of the lottery machine was getting slower and slower, and his heart seemed to be spinning along with it. Gradually, the lottery machine stopped quietly. Chapter 10. At this moment, Li Yu saw a lavender egg as big as two heads pop out of the lottery machine. "What's this?" Suddenly, a piece of text appeared in front of him. "Congratulations to the host for obtaining a Violent Thunder Dragon Egg." Violent Thunder Dragon Egg? Li Yu held the egg and asked, "How can I make it hatch?" Then, another paragraph of text appeared. "Once the host's summoning system reaches the intermediate level, this egg will automatically recognize its master and hatch." "I see." Li Yu stored the egg into the system. As for what kind of summoned beast would appear, he would have to wait until the summoning system reached the intermediate level to find out. Just when he wanted to leave here and return to the safe barrier, the system voice rang. "Bite. Trigger the God level branch quest. Host, please make a choice. Option 1, return to the safe zone, there will be no reward. Option 2, kill the winged wolf and you will be rewarded with a 100% sword spirit upgrade pack. 100% advanced gift pack?" To be honest, Li Yu was a little moved. Although the sword spirit's bloodline is good, if you want to successfully advance, you will have to spend at least a lot of money. Even if the Li family can support him, there will be a lot of resistance within the family. Several million is a considerable sum of money for a second-rate family. At this moment, he suddenly remembered what Mu he said. If he was born into a first-rate family, these millions would be nothing. If it is a super family, they may not even care about hundreds of millions. There are a lot of open and covered struggles in the family, and Li Yu can only rely on himself at this stage. After thinking for a long time, Li Yu decided to go and kill the winged wolf. If the opponent is injured, maybe he still has a chance. Roar! Li Yu looked towards the sky. At this time, Zhang Kong was already fighting fiercely with Yi Kanglang. "In that case, I can't just sit there doing nothing." Li Yu changed his expression and immediately walked towards Zhang Kong. He had already made a choice in his mind. What he needed to do now was to help Zhang Kong and the others clear out the demons around them. The winged wolf roared in the air, as if giving orders to all the demons. Gradually, those demons were rushing towards Yi Kanglang, and Zhang Kong and others were surrounded by them. "You guys surround and eliminate the surrounding demons, I'll deal with it." Zhang Kong gave orders to his 9 subordinates, then headed straight for Yi Kanglang. A fierce gust of wind suddenly arose, and Zhang Kong and Yi Kanglang started fighting each other. Li Yu looked at the surging demons, and a touch of thunder power appeared in his hands. Thunder Seal, Minefield. Under the threat of the huge minefield, large numbers of slave-level monsters were turned into charred corpses. At this time, the military magician also noticed Li Yu, and they were all stunned by his magic. "It's so powerful." A military magician flew over and said, "Little brother, this place is dangerous, you'd better leave quickly." "It's okay, take me with you, I'm a mid-level lightning mage." As soon as Li Yu finished speaking, the military mage was also a little surprised. It was the first time he saw such a young mid-level mage. He looked at the other military mages and bowed deeply to Li Yu, "Thank you. I am doing my part, too." The two of them did not beat around the bush. Li Yu jumped onto the other's eagle and began to kill the demons that were rushing over. "Oh no, there are 3 general-level demons coming over there!" someone exclaimed. Li Yu turned his head and looked over there. There was a bone-spiked wolf, a 3-eyed demon wolf, and a blood-marked giant demon rat. It would be fine if they came one after another, but when 3 of them came together, it would be difficult to deal with them even if they had 9 mid-level mages. I'm a thunder type. If someone controls me, killing me won't be a problem. The military mage sitting in front of Li Yu said, I am a mid-level plant system. That's great, let's solve them together. After saying that, the military mage took Li Yu and flew towards the 3 general-level demons. When the 3 generals saw Li Yu and the other man flying over, they all looked ferocious. Especially the bone-spurred wolf, which suddenly leaped up from the ground and pounced towards them. Thunder Seal, Fury Strike. The thunder struck from the sky, and the bone-spurred wolf was knocked directly to the ground. The warlord class is really tough and thick-skinned. Li Yu saw the bone-spurred wolf crawling up and shaking its body, and it seemed that nothing was wrong. I'll do it. The military mage said as he released a mid-level plant magic. Kun's Forest, Crazy Growth. In an instant, countless vines suddenly emerged from the ground and rushed towards the 3 demons from all directions. The next moment, the 3 general-level demons were tied up. Depend on you. The military magician looked back at Li Yu and said. Leave it to me. Li Yu has the blessing of spiritual seeds, so even thunderbolts can be as powerful as the previous level. Shensing. Thunderbolt. Countless thunderbolts suddenly fell, and the 3-headed general-level creatures kept wailing. After a moment, they had become 3 blurry corpses. So strong. You should have a spirit seed for your lightning element, right? The military magician asked as he dealt with the nearby demons. Yes. Li Yu did not hide it either. I also wanted a spiritual seed before, but spiritual seeds are too expensive. People like us can't afford it. The military magician said with a smile. Really? Military magicians are not like some children of noble families, they don't get much remuneration themselves. A spirit seed costs at least 20 million, which is indeed a sky-high price for them. Although Li Yu felt a little disappointed in his words, she felt more of a sense of honor. He didn't answer because he didn't know what to say at this moment. Fortunately, you are here, so our lives don't have to be so hard. Among these people, they lacked destructive magic, and Li Yu's arrival just solved their problem. Even if a large number of demons come, Li Yu's thunder system can kill them in large numbers. Sudden. A bone-spiked wolf hid in the dark and pounced on a military mage in an instant when he was not paying attention. I'm here to save you. The military magician closest to him reacted immediately and was about to go down to rescue him. Don't worry about me. Guard them and don't let them get close to the boss. As soon as the military wizard finished speaking, a large number of demons rushed towards him. Li Yu looked at the military mage and clenched his fists. Even if he used the high-level experience card, he could do nothing. They cannot leave their positions, otherwise they will become a breakthrough point and be besieged by demons. We can't let his sacrifice go in vain. Let's continue to buy time for the boss. Li Yu looked up at Zhang Kong and Yi Kenglang. They had already entered the second half and the result would come soon. He was also waiting for an opportunity to kill Yi Kenglang with one blow. The winged wolf roared at Zhang Kong continuously, and at this moment, a shocking wound appeared on its body. Zhang Kong's clothes were ragged and stained with blood, but his crazy killing intent did not diminish in the slightest. Today, I will keep you here. Chapter 11. The winged wolf roared, and the aura emanating from his body was surging. Its vicious eyes were fixed on Zhang Kong. As long as the opponent showed the slightest flaw, victory would belong to it. The two sides fell into a melee again, and Li Yu on the side was also observing their battlefield. There are more and more demons. 7 more general-level demons are coming over there. Someone looked into the distance and saw 7 general-level demons rushing towards them. Let's go. Li Yu said, following the military magician beside him. Now, he is the only one who can deal with so many general-level warriors. Don't get close to them. There are too many of them. If we are surrounded, we will never be able to escape. The military magician nodded, he also knew this. He rode the sky eagle and restrained these generals beside them. Kun's Forest, Crazy Growth. Vines emerged from the ground and madly attacked the general-level demons. But due to their large numbers, they dispersed wisely, so only 3 war general-level creatures were trapped. What to do? They were flying in the sky, and although they had controlled the demon, it was really difficult for Li Yu to take action. Those generals who were not trapped were still waiting nearby. If they flew down at this time, they would definitely become the target of those monsters. The trapped generals were about to bite the vines off, leaving them little time to think. Li Yu said, after you let me go, you can lead away the two over there, and I'll take care of the rest. The military magician strongly disagreed with his idea. No, this is too dangerous. It's okay, my wind element is also intermediate. Hearing this, the military magician felt a little relieved. I'll come pick you up later, said the military mage, and slowly approached the three trapped generals. Good. Li Yu agreed, looked at the three trapped generals below, and immediately jumped down. Breaking wind. Wind plate. A wind disc immediately formed under Li Yu and he jumped in. Seeing this, the other general-level demons roared and rushed towards Fengpan regardless of everything. Shenxing. Thunderbolt. Several thunderbolts swooped down, and the three trapped general-level demons instantly became corpses. During this period, Li Yu only took a few seconds. Seeing the demons about to pounce on him, he didn't have time to think too much. Wind track. Piaoying. Fortunately, Feng Pangxian affected the speed of other general-level warriors, otherwise he might have been besieged by them. Piaoying led him away from the tiger's mouth, and Li Yu's figure appeared in the most conspicuous place. Come up. The military magician soon spotted Li Yu, and he swooped down towards him on his sky eagle. Li Yu jumped up and the two of them cooperated perfectly. The general-level demon below could only roar angrily on the spot. You are so strong. The military lawyer once again looked at Li Yu with new eyes. He admired him very much for being able to make judgments in such a dangerous situation. Li Yu just smiled and looked up at the winged wolf in the sky. He felt that it's time. Li Yu asked, can you take me to the sky above the winged wolf? What are you doing above him? I can assist your instructor in killing it. As soon as Li Yu finished speaking, the military magician swallowed. I'm not kidding, you just need to take me up there. Li Yu looked at the military mage sincerely. He looked into Li Yu's eyes, thought for half a second, and finally chose to believe it. I trust you. Thanks. Li Yu continued to raise his head, always observing the movements of the winged wolf. You just need to take me above it, and then you can leave. The military magician was still worried. Will you be in danger? Li Yu smiled openly and said, I won't do anything I'm not sure of. The military wizard did not say anything else. While they were still fighting, the sky eagle flew slightly above the winged wolf. That's it. The winged wolf is now injured, and so is Zhang Kong. What he needs to do is to try his best to collect the head of Yi Kang Lang. I am coming. Li Yu fell down, and the strong wind blew his hair. He tried hard to keep his eyes open and fell towards the back of the winged wolf. Zhang Kong also discovered Li Yu at this time. He didn't understand what they were doing. It seemed that Yi Kang Lang only regarded Li Yu as an ant and had no intention of taking him seriously. Its current enemy is only Zhang Kong in front of it. Li Yu thought to himself, use the high-level lightning experience card. The next second, Li Yu seemed to be able to release high-level magic with just a thought. As he got closer and closer to the winged wolf, a violent lightning appeared in Li Yu's hand, and his whole body was enveloped by the element of lightning. Shenxing Silent Thunder Death Light. Violent lightning suddenly gathered from behind Li Yu, a white light flashed by, and the lightning slammed into the back of Yi Kang Lang. Roar! The winged wolf was bombarded by endless thunder and lightning, its wings suddenly stopped, and its entire body fell downwards. Damn, this guy is too strong. Li Yu felt that this winged wolf should not be underestimated. Although it was seriously injured, its physical strength was still there. Zhang Kong saw this and took advantage of the opportunity to cast a high-level third-level magic. Wings of Wind. Judgment. The 6 wings behind him suddenly grew a little bigger and glowed white, as if gathering energy, and then they slashed out. The winged wolf originally wanted to struggle, but the 6 white lights that slashed at it instantly made it lose its ability to move again. Try this again. Zhang Kong was extremely angry towards Yi Kang Lang, and he wanted Yi Kang Lang dead more than anyone else. Sky Flame Funeral, 1000-petal flame flower. Countless flames like petals fell from the sky, like the end of the world. The temperature around suddenly rose, as if the ground was burning red. The flame petals suddenly exploded, and the terrifying explosive force instantly submerged the winged wolf. After waiting for a while, the area below had turned into a sea of fire and no one could see the situation of Yi Kang Lang in the sea of fire. Li Yu fell to the ground in a floating shadow. He watched everything in front of him, as if it only happened in an instant. FK, he's still alive. The winged wolf slowly stood up and flapped its huge wings, trying to leave. At this time, Zhang Kong could no longer cast high-level magic, and he suddenly rushed towards Li Yu. Depend on you. After hearing this, Li Yu was taken into the air by Zhang Kong and rushed straight towards Yi Kang Lang. Silent thunder death light. The winged wolf, who had only a glimmer of hope left, was suddenly knocked to the ground, dying. You're great, kid. Zhang Kong praised Li Yu with a smile. If it weren't for the little guy in front of him, the most he and Yi Kang Lang could do was to suffer mutual losses. Fortunately, he took action, otherwise the winged wolf would have really escaped. Take me there, I can still kill. The winged wolf was already dead, and Li Yu turned his gaze towards those general-level demons. When the demons saw that Yi Kang Lang was dead, they began to panic. They no longer surrounded us, but instead fled in all directions, madly. No problem. Although Zhang Kong was injured, there was no problem for him to take Li Yu with him. The high-level lightning experience card still has 5 minutes of experience time. During these 5 minutes, Li Yu killed more than 30 general-level monsters and hundreds of slave-level monsters. When the 5 minutes were up, Li Yu felt weak in an instant, as if all his magic power had been drained away. Zhang Kong also saw that Li Yu's high-level lightning power was not his own. You take a rest first, and we will take care of the rest. Zhang Kong asked one of his subordinates to guard the place while he continued to hunt down the monsters in Bo City. And it just so happened that the military magician guarding Li Yu was the one who was with him just now. I was in such a hurry that I forgot to introduce myself. My name is Shi Hung. What's your name? Li Yu. After the two introduced themselves, Shi Hung stared at him as if he were an idol. Li Yu felt a little uncomfortable. Shi Hung also saw it. He scratched his head and said with a silly smile, You were so powerful just now. I really didn't expect you could really kill Yi Kang Wolf. Li Yu said, This is all thanks to Commander Zhang Kong. I just finished the job. Shi Hung stayed by Li Yu's side very seriously, fearing that there would be a sneak attack from demons. Congratulations to the host for completing the side quest selection, and you will be rewarded with a 100% Sword Spirit Advanced Gift Pack. Chapter 12. Although the side quest does not conflict with the main quest, the reward can only be claimed after it is completed, so he heard the system prompt at this time. Finally got it. Li Yu was secretly delighted. This way, his sword spirit could be promoted to the general level. If the sword spirit reaches the general level, his combat power will be greatly enhanced. By then, even if we encounter a stronger general level demon, we will be able to fight. Soon. The Sky Eagle Mage group appeared in the sky, and Li Yu knew that the battle was about to end. Zhang Kong landed in front of Li Yu and asked with a smile, You are not from our Bo City, right? We don't have such a powerful young man in Bo City. I'm from the Imperial Capital, a student at the Imperial Capital Academy. Li Yu took off the disguise mask because he believed in Shi Hung and Zhang Kong as well. They are all people who are willing to sacrifice their lives for Bo City, and Li Yu doesn't want to fool them with a fake identity. No wonder, people with this ability usually come from universities. Zhang Kong patted Li Yu's shoulder generously. The killing of Yi Kang Lang fulfilled a wish in his heart. Come on, I'll take you back to the safe zone. I'm almost recovered. I want to stay here for a while and then go over there by myself. If Li Yu went back with Zhang Kong, it would be too conspicuous. If he were seen by the people of the Black Church, he would most likely be exposed, bringing him unnecessary danger. In that case, then you should be careful. With the Sky Eagle Mage group coming and Li Yu's strength, Zhang Kong has nothing to worry about. Take this. Zhang Kong said, and then took out 2 undead vessels. Li Yu was puzzled and asked, What is this? One is the spirit of the bone-piercing wolf, and the other is the spirit of the winged wolf. As soon as Zhang Kong finished speaking, Li Yu was also a little surprised. This was a valuable item, and the other party just gave it to him like that? Not to mention these 2 spirits, even the undead vessel that stores the spirits is a good thing. You don't have to be polite to me. If it weren't for you, Yi Kang Lang might have already run away. This is what you deserve. Zhang Kong smiled like an uncle and continued, Also, as an outsider, you are not afraid of danger and stand up. On behalf of Bo City, I thank you. After saying that, Zhang Kong saluted Li Yu. You're too polite, sir. Li Yu said quickly. If it weren't for you, my subordinates might have. Zhang Kong looked up at his subordinates above him, even though there were only 6 of them left, those who died would become the heroes of Bo City. Gradually, The mages of the safety barrier also formed a team and began to clear out the demons in Bo City. Zhang Kong and the others left first. Li Yu looked at their backs as they left and took a look at the surrounding environment. The demons here had been cleared out by Zhang Kong and his men. He found a cleaner place and planned to upgrade his sword spirit first. There is no other way, he is too much looking forward to the appearance of the sword spirit after its advancement. Li Yu asked the system to open the advanced gift package and got a general level fighting spirit, sword spirit bloodline, general level bone powder and heart. He looked at what he had obtained in front of him. No wonder the success rate of advancement was 100%. These things would cost tens of millions, which is really heartbreaking. Especially the sword spirit bloodline, even if he were to look for it, he wouldn't know if it exists in this world. As expected. The summoning system is a very expensive system. Li Yu just complained, saying that it was given by the system anyway. Without saying a word, he summoned the sword spirit. When the sword spirit saw the thing in front of it, its eyes lit up and it wanted to pounce on it. Li Yu grabbed it and scolded with a smile, "Can you have some ambition?" The sword spirit trembled and seemed to be saying, "I just want to take a look and I will definitely not eat them." Li Yu shook his head helplessly and could only let the sword spirit fly over. "Okay, let's start the advancement." As soon as the words fell, Li Yu and the sword spirit began to advance. Time passed bit by bit. Fortunately, Li Yu had not used the summoning system before, and his magic power was restored a lot, otherwise, I would have been sucked dry by the sword spirit. He suddenly remembered that he seemed to be just a beginner summoner. What a sin! About half an hour later, Li Yu leaned against the wall, feeling really weak. The sword spirit finally succeeded in advancing and easily reached the level of general. Yun yin yin. The sword made a sound and Li Yu's eyes widened because he seemed to understand what the other party was saying. "You said you are no longer called sword spirit, but sword king." Yun yin yin. Li Yu also understood this sentence, which meant yes. Li Yu thought for a moment, then asked, "The general level is called sword king, so what is the commander level called?" Yin yin yin. Sword emperor. What about the monarch class? Yin yin yin. Sword master. What about the imperial class? Ming ming ming. Li Yu touched his chin and thought that the name was quite domineering and it was obviously not a suitable name for a girl. Girls should be raised in wealth, while boys should be raised in poverty. At this time, the Sword King had no idea what Li Yu was thinking, and he was still feeling proud of his own name. Then, the news that Bo City was invaded by demons spread throughout the country overnight. During this process, two heroes appeared, one was Mo Fan and the other was Li Yu. After returning to the safety barrier, Mo Fan followed the military wizard into Bo City again and destroyed many demon entrances. However, Li Yu asked Zhang Kong not to reveal his information, and the other party agreed. The next day, Li Yu returned to the Imperial Capital Academy, but Mu Ningxue came back before her. "Are you okay?" "I'm fine. I can even spin around." As Li Yu spoke, he performed 2 circles for Mu Ningxue. Mu Ningxue covered her mouth and smiled, then said solemnly, "Thank you. You're too polite. We're one family, so why are we talking so differently?" As soon as Li Yu finished speaking, Mu Ningxue left. "Oops, to be honest it doesn't work." The men around were all stunned. Mu Ningxue actually took the initiative to talk to Li Yu and then smiled? They rubbed their eyes so hard that they were almost blinded. "Come here for a moment, I have something to inform you." As the teacher called out, the students formed 2 teams and lined up in front of the teacher. A chubby boy asked, "Teacher Zhang, is the school giving us resources again?" "You wish." Zhang Yuanyi cursed with a smile, then said, "Your training is coming." As soon as the words fell, all the students' faces suddenly became solemn. This was not a good thing. A classmate asked, "Teacher Zhang, where are we going to practice this time?" Zhang Yuanyi said, "There is a mountain forest in the north of the imperial capital, where there is a transportation channel. Originally there were no demons there, but somehow it has suddenly become the territory of demons. Your mission is to clear out all the monsters in the forest and restore the safety of the transportation channel. In addition to you, other schools have also sent some students who are about to enter their sophomore year to join us for this training." After Zhang Yuanyi finished his introduction, someone asked, "Teacher, is there any reward for this training?" Chapter 13. The reward has not been decided yet, but it is offered by several universities together, so it is definitely a heavyweight. As Zhang Yuanyi spoke, some people had already revealed greedy eyes. The main scoring criteria for this training is to see who kills more monsters and has a higher level, so I will give you 3 days to prepare. Zhang Yuanyi said a lot of words, all of which were encouraging words to bring honor to the school. For 3 days, Li Yu had nowhere to go, so he had to return to the Li family. Xiaohu, you're back. Outside the gate of the Li family, a middle-aged man came to greet them. Uncle Fei. Li Yu greeted with a smile. He lost his parents when he was very young, and was raised by Li Fei alone. At the same time, he did not disappoint Li Fei. Relying on his magical talent, he also greatly improved Li Fei's status in the family. However, Li Yu knew that Li Fei treated him sincerely and regarded him as his own son. These are the memories of the original owner, but Li Yu also feels the same at this moment. I heard that you guys are going to Zwomulan for training soon. I've prepared something good for you. As Li Fei spoke, he led Li Yu into the Li family's home. However, not long after they got there, 2 people came towards them. Hey, isn't this Xiaohu? Why are you back to the family today? The man had a bulbous nose and a beer belly, and walked slowly towards me with steady steps. Behind him followed a young man who was slightly older than him. Xiaohu, say hello to your uncle. Hello, uncle. Li Yu could only do as he was told, and then said something reluctantly. In the original owner's memory, this uncle was not a good person. Li Beishuan once secretly tried to harm him, but fortunately he was lucky and survived. Li Fei is an honest and straightforward person. He is always thinking about his family, so he has never thought about becoming the head of the family. The head of the Li family also intended to pass the position to him, but the Li family usually competes for the position of head of the family. Li Beishuan was obsessed with seizing power, but Li Fei didn't want to fight for it and had no desire to seize power. It was not until Li Beishuan's son Li Ningxue showed amazing magical talent that his position in the family became more entrenched. At that time, Li Yu also showed amazing talent, so the head of the family did not announce who would be the heir to the throne. However, the condition of the head of the Li family has become more serious recently and he can't hold on for much longer. Xiao Yu, how's your training going recently? You've already cultivated the second system of Mangxing to the intermediate level. Li Beishuan's smile was amiable, but Li Yu felt that there was something dagger hidden in his smile. My second system is still far from the intermediate level. Of course, Li Yu would not reveal his cards. He still had some awareness of this. Then you must work hard. The future of the Li family depends on you young people. Li Beishuan patted his shoulder heavily and left with Li Mangxing. But Li Mangxing glanced at him sideways, his eyes full of contempt. Li Yu understood that if Grandpa Li died of illness, he and Li Mangxing would decide who would inherit the position of head of the family. Li Mangxing is a few years older than him, and his first system has been cultivated to perfection, and is not far from the advanced level. At this moment, Li Yu suddenly felt a sense of urgency. He must seize the time to improve his strength. Li Fei was still walking in front, and he took Li Yu to his room. Uncle Fei, you are so mysterious, are you hiding something good? Don't worry, I'll get it out for you right away. Li Fei said with a laugh, then took out a pair of magic shoes. This is... Li Yu looked at the magic shoes in Li Fei's hand and didn't know what to say for a moment. I have saved some money over the years, and this is the magic shoe I bought for you. Li Fei always had a smile on his face and kept praising the magic shoes in his hands. I'm telling you, with this magic shoe, even a commander-level demon may not be able to catch up with you. You often go out for training, I can't always be with you, take it, if you can't beat it, just run away, save your life is the most important thing. Li Fei spoke like an old father. I see. Li Yu smiled and put away the magic shoe. By the way, Uncle Fei, you're already an adult, aren't you going to find me an Aunt Fei? Li Fei hit Li Yu on the head and said, you little BD, I've been so good to you, why are you exposing my scars right away? Li Yu rubbed the part of his head that was hit hard and said harshly, Uncle Fei, I think Aunt Chu is pretty good. I can see that she's interested in you. Li Fei hit Li Yu on the head again without thinking. Can I marry that BCH Chu Yun? If I marry her, I will be beaten every day. Li Yu smiled awkwardly, as if that was the case. Chu Yun is actually very pretty, but she is a bit of a tomboy and has a bad temper. Looking at Li Yu, Li Fei reminded her, be careful during this training. This is all I can do for you. Uncle Fei, don't worry, I'm lucky. The two chatted for a long time before Li Yu returned to his room. Because the summoning system is still in its infancy, he needs to consume a huge amount of magic power every time he summons the Sword King. Therefore, he needed to quickly cultivate the summoning system to the intermediate level and transform the stardust into nebulae. During this period, Li Yu also gave a general level spirit to the Sword King, and it underwent another transformation. 3 days passed in the blink of an eye. When Li Yu arrived at the gathering, many people had already arrived. He saw Mu Ningxue in the crowd, and she happened to look over as well. They both nodded and greeted him at the same time. Zhang Yuanyi was the team leader this time. After calling the roll, he said, "You 5 people form a team. Now start forming teams freely." The students were very enthusiastic and quickly formed 4 teams. However, there were 2 teams that were not yet fully staffed, one of which was Mu Ningxue's team. And now, only Li Yu has not chosen a team yet. The captain of another team walked over and asked, "Li Yu, do you want to join my team? I just need you." The captain of Mu Ningxue's team also stood up and extended an olive branch to Li Yu. "Li Yu, we are also short of 1 person, do you want to come?" If the team had 5 people, its strength would be stronger, and he would instantly become a popular member. At the same time, Mu Ningxue also looked over. The fact that she looked over already indicated something. Maybe Mu Ningxue also wants me to join their team. At this moment, the system's voice suddenly sounded. "Trigger the god level choice, host, please make a choice. Option 1, don't choose any team, and give Zhang Yuanyi a scolding as a reward. Option 2, choose Mu Ningxue's team, and the reward is to upgrade the basic summoning system to the 3rd level. Option 3, choose Feng Zihao's team, and you will be rewarded with an upgrade from the beginner level to the intermediate level." Chapter 14. Option 1, don't choose any team, and give Zhang Yuanyi a scolding as a reward. Option 2, choose Mu Ningxue's team, and the reward is to upgrade the basic summoning system to the 3rd level. Option 3, choose Feng Zihao's team, and you will be rewarded with an upgrade from the beginner level to the intermediate level. Li Yu stared at the options in front of him. This system seemed to be trying to cause trouble. If there is no woman in your mind, you will be a god when you draw your sword. Now he urgently wants to upgrade his summoning system to the intermediate level, otherwise the energy required to summon the Sword King is too huge. Li Yu had already made a choice in her heart, and said to Feng Zihao beside her, "I will join you." His decision surprised all the students around him. Wasn't Li Yu pursuing Mu Ningxue? He actually didn't choose to be on the same team with Mu Ningxue? Mu Ningxue's expectant expression disappeared in an instant. There was no expression on her face, and others could not tell what she was thinking. Congratulations to the host for completing the selection. The reward is to upgrade the basic summoning system to the intermediate level. When the system voice came down, Li Yu was very excited. Now he could use the Sword King at will. Soon, everyone got on the bus to Zwomulan. They were talking and laughing in the car, and didn't seem to take this experience seriously. Because even though there was a special teacher accompanying them during this training, the teacher would only help when they were in danger. Even so, their safety was guaranteed and they did not feel afraid. Zhang Yuanyi stood in the car and said to them, "This training is conducted in the form of ranking. After killing the demons, points will be accumulated to determine the ranking. A servant-level demon can get 10 points, and a general-level demon can get 1000 points. The teacher in charge of you will count them for you, and the team with the highest points will be the first place." Suddenly, Feng Zihao said, "Teacher Zhang, what if we kill a commander-level demon? I advise you to give up this idea, because I don't want to go to your house for a feast." As soon as Zhang Yuanyi finished speaking, everyone in the car burst into laughter. The bus drove on the road, and after about an hour, they finally arrived at Zwomulan. At this time, 3 buses had already stopped outside Chaplin. "Look, they are students from other schools." The classmate sitting by the window stuck his head out. The students in the other 3 academies are 1 year older than those in the Imperial Capital Academy, but their actual strengths are similar. This is the advantage of genius. Let me see which schools are with us. Feng Zihao squeezed to the window, took a look at the students' uniforms, and then sat back in his seat. Someone asked, "Feng Zihao, which school are these students from?" "The one wearing red is the South University, the one wearing purple is the Central Province University, and the one wearing blue is the Changhe University." Feng Zihao glanced at the people outside the window and said, "Compared with the academies in the imperial capital, the gap in the strength of the students in these academies is not even a little bit. But who can blame the Imperial Capital Academy for its fame? Geniuses are scrambling to get into the Imperial Capital Academy, which is enough to prove the Imperial Capital Academy's status in the country. Let's go, everyone get off the bus. Zhang Yuanyi gave the order and was the first to get off the car. Li Yu and others followed one after another and lined up in two orderly teams outside. Their appearance also attracted the attention of students from other schools. Stand still, don't bring shame to the school. As soon as Zhang Yuanyi finished speaking, someone came up to him and asked him to go to the tent for a meeting. After he left, Feng Zihao and his team finally breathed a sigh of relief, and the team became active again. The other students looked at them, and they looked at each other. The four schools together had a total of 16 teams, with less than 100 people. After a while, Zhang Yuanyi and other responsible persons walked out of the tent. At this time, there were 5 more people behind Zhang Yuanyi, 3 men and 2 women. Let me introduce you. This is the teacher who is responsible for protecting your safety. Zhang Yuanyi then assigned a teacher to each of the 4 groups, and then continued, if you encounter danger on the way, your participation will be cancelled after they take action, so unless it is absolutely necessary, you must protect yourself. Li Yu didn't listen to Zhang Yuanyi's speech at this time, but stared at the female teacher standing in front of her. This teacher is so seductive. She is wearing a top that exposes her back. Feng Zihao, who was standing next to him, was drooling. This back looks so good, it would be a shame not to use cupping. Li Yu sighed and shook his head, thinking to himself. When everyone was ready, Zhang Yuanyi gave everyone a device that could be used to check their score. In addition, this is also a ranking list, where you can also see the results of other groups. Everyone come over and discuss, what name should our group take? Feng Zihao waved to everyone, and everyone gathered together to discuss. Brother Hao, our group name must be more domineering. That's right, we are the group that is going to top the rankings. The team members were arguing, and Feng Zihao suddenly thought of a good name. How about we just call the people downstairs garbage? What a good name! Others raised their hands and said yes. Li Yu looked at them and saw that they were determined to win, and he didn't know who gave them the courage. Fish Liang? The key is that they have never heard of courage. As a teacher's voice sounded, all the teams swarmed into Zwomulan. Feng Zihao was the first to bear the brunt of the attack. Hurry up, we can't let other groups take our first place. That's right. Feng Zihao's followers rushed forward, and Li Yu had no choice but to follow them. Participating in this experience is a must, but it would be even better if you can trigger a god-level choice. Li Yu walked at the end, watching Feng Zihao and the others having fun killing each other. However, he was not motivated at all, because there were only some slave-level monsters here, which were meaningless to him. After Feng Zihao and his friends kill the monsters, the teacher who protects them will give them extra points. He looked at the 5 slave-level monsters he had just killed, and they also got 50 points. Brothers, keep up the good work. Everyone cheered and continued to kill the monsters. But the next moment, everyone was stunned. A jungle wolf was crawling opposite them. None of them dared to move, they just stared at it quietly. However, the jungle wolf seemed to have noticed something. It slowly opened its blood-red eyes and revealed its ferocious fangs. Everyone be careful, this is a general-level demon. We have 5 mid-level mages, so don't be afraid of it. Although they had dealt with servant-level monsters, they had never fought against general-level monsters. Therefore, they were unsure. The jungle wolf seemed to be angry, baring its teeth and pouncing forward. Chapter 15. The jungle wolf's body is covered with sharp spikes. If it pounces on you like this, even if you don't die, there will be several big holes in your body. But they are also people of great social status, and Feng Zihao was the first to react. Let's go together. It is better to take the initiative than to sit and wait for death. Feng Zihao drew a star map in a moment and shouted, Ice Lock. In an instant, the ground was suddenly covered with a layer of ice, and several ice chains suddenly rushed out of the ice surface and entangled the limbs and body of the jungle wolf. Feng Zihao urged, why are you standing there? Release your magic quickly. Watch me. The next moment, a team member rushed out. Fierce Fist. The huge flame suddenly smashed towards the jungle wolf, sparks flew, and the flames instantly engulfed the demon. However, just when they thought it was over, the jungle wolf leaped up and jumped out of the burning flames. Shit! Your flame won't help it to unlock my ice locks. Feng Zihao slapped the man on the head, furious. The advantage of the jungle wolf is its speed. Now his scarlet eyes seemed to want to tear the human in front of him into pieces. Roar! It headed straight for Feng Zihao, and the others also reacted, gathering into a star map and releasing mid-level magic. Rock Barrier. The intermediate earth magic rock barrier hindered the attack of the jungle wolf. A wall of earth blocked its way. Look at me, giant shadow nail. As soon as the man finished speaking, several black spikes appeared above the jungle wolf and headed straight for its shadow. The jungle wolf seemed to sense the danger and suddenly jumped up to avoid the control of the giant shadow nail. Hateful. When Feng Zihao saw his team member fail, he couldn't help but curse. At this time, he looked at Li Yu and said, Li Yu, quickly use your wind disc to restrain it. Wind disc is a range attack magic that can restrict flexible monsters to a great extent. Li Yu is in the team, so he naturally considers the team. He found the right opportunity and released the intermediate wind magic wind disc. Good opportunity. Feng Zihao said nothing and once again locked the jungle wolf in ice. The rest of the people rushed forward, but this time the fire team member was smarter and did not release fire magic first. They are all mid-level mages and have already awakened the second system. At this moment, space, plant, light and other magics all attacked the jungle wolf. The jungle wolf continued to struggle. It was on the verge of going berserk. As long as it broke free, it would definitely counterattack. Kill it now. Li Yu said to the mid-level fire mage. Cai Ming nodded and released his fierce fist at the jungle wolf again. Flames exploded on the jungle wolf's body and it fell down instantly. It was not until the flames died down that everyone saw the jungle wolf lying on the ground, dying. Not dead yet. Feng Zihao walked over and the others followed behind him. He stepped on the head of the jungle wolf and said condescendingly, weren't you very arrogant just now? Why aren't you arrogant now, but... Just when they let their guard down, there was a sudden movement in the bushes not far away. Next second, another jungle wolf jumped out from the bushes, its target was Feng Zihao. At this moment, Feng Zihao was completely panicked. Even though he had a magic shield, he didn't remember to use it. Glory, guard! A cold shout was heard from a distance, and a layer of light curtain appeared around Feng Zihao, protecting him inside. The jungle wolf pounced on the light curtain, but no matter how hard it tore, it still couldn't destroy the light curtain. Seeing this, it cast a fierce look at the other team members. These people were also frightened by the sudden appearance of the jungle wolves. They lost Feng Zihao's command and only remembered to run away for a while. Glory, guard! After a moment, Li Yu saw that his teammates were protected by the light curtain. What's going on? Completely annihilated? At this moment, Li Yu is the only one left in this team. Feng Zihao finally reacted and shouted to Li Yu, run quickly, you are the last hope of our team. However, Li Yu seemed not to hear it and just stood there motionless. Is Li Yu scared silly? That shouldn't be the case. He was following us to attack the demon just now. Does he want to fight this jungle wolf? The team members inside the light curtain were talking among themselves, all looking forward to what was going to happen. To be honest, they really hope Li Yu can win, but people have to face reality. The jungle wolf bared its teeth, wishing it could tear the human in front of it to pieces to avenge its companion. Sword King, come out and test your power. After saying that, a flaming sword appeared in Li Yu's hand. The moment the long sword appeared, the temperature around it gradually rose and the air began to become hot. The jungle wolf couldn't help it, it ran on all fours, jumped suddenly, raised its sharp claws and pounced on him. Li Yu remained calm in the face of danger and has not moved from his position so far. Fiery, flame, slash! Li Yu raised his sword and shouted. A violent flame suddenly surged up from the long sword. Li Yu didn't hesitate and slashed down with his sword. The flames around the sword were like a fire dragon spewing fire. The flames turned into a sword blade and chopped the jungle wolf away. The raging fire immediately enveloped the jungle wolf, and bursts of wailing were heard, but to no avail. Feng Zihao and the others were stunned. This was an outcome they had never dared to imagine. Li Yu actually killed a general-level demon. Li Yu was too far away from them just now, otherwise he could have rescued Feng Zihao and the others. Li Yu, catch it! Suddenly, Feng Zihao threw the points machine over. Li Yu, our team depends on you. They were eliminated without any complaints and were taken away by other teachers. Li Yu looked at their team's current ranking and found that they were already at the top of the list. 1. The downstairs is full of garbage, 2050, 2nd place, who says women are inferior to men, 350, 3rd place, I am invincible, you can do whatever you want, 300. When the teams that were paying attention to the points saw that a team suddenly reached the top, they were curious to know who it was. However, when they saw the name of this team, they felt unwell. FKU, you actually called us rubbish. Can you bear it? I can't bear it anymore. Don't let me know who you are, or I'll curse all his ancestors. Although they were all influenced by the name of this team, they could also guess that the other party had killed 2 general-level demons. Otherwise, it would be impossible to obtain such high points in such a short time. As a result, they have to earn points quickly because it will become more difficult to earn points as time goes by. When all the slave-level monsters have been almost cleared out, they can only choose the general-level monsters. However, the war general-level monsters are not easy to kill. Even if they are mid-level wizards, they may not be able to kill a war general-level monster even if they unite together. For a moment, driven by the first place, the teams in Zwomulan started a fierce competition. Chapter 16. Currently, Li Yu is the only one left in the team. Although he can kill general-level monsters, the 2 just now were just ordinary general-level monsters. If he encounters a slightly stronger general-level demon, then the difficulty of killing it will increase to a higher level. Li Yu continued to walk in the Zwomulan, occasionally bumping into the slave-level monsters in his arms, and none of them survived. But as time went on, the team behind him showed signs of catching up. The 2nd place was only 500 points away from his point total. It was obvious that the opponent had also killed a general-level demon during this period of time. Li Yu continued walking when he suddenly heard a faint voice in the distance. He walked towards the direction of the voice. A few meters away, he saw Mu Ningxue's team and another team from another academy fighting for a general-level demon. This demon is much stronger than the jungle wolf. Even if 2 teams work together to deal with it, it is still a bit difficult. Suddenly, the system's voice came quietly. Trigger the god-level choice, host, please make a choice. Option 1, help Mu Ningxue's team snatch the general-level monster, and the reward will be to upgrade the basic wind system to the 4th level. Option 2, help the other team snatch the general-level demon, and you will be rewarded with a pair of beginner-level magic shoes. Option 3, the mantis stalks the cicada, unaware of the aureole behind. Grab the general-level monster and you will be rewarded with an upgrade from the elementary level of lightning to the 5th level. After Li Yu understood the 3 options, he knew as a smart person that he would choose option 3. Not only can you get points, but you can also get good rewards. The 5th level skill of the elementary thunder system is completely comparable to the initial skill of the intermediate thunder system. In this way, when he releases a primary magic, it is equivalent to releasing a mid-level magic. Not only is the power the same, but the release speed is also faster and the consumption is also smaller. It's just that thunder is his trump card, and normally he wouldn't use it in front of so many people. Under the bombardment of the 2 teams' magical skills, the bloodthirsty spider soon couldn't hold on. 8 legs, now only 6 legs left. Even though the bloodthirsty spider was very angry, it could not change its fate. The bloodthirsty demon spider is ours, said the captain of Zhongzhou Academy with a chuckle. Don't even think about it. All of a sudden, several vines knocked the bloodthirsty spider away, making the magic of the captain of the Zhongzhou Academy ineffective. Damn it! Everyone, come on! When everyone joined the melee, the situation became increasingly uncertain. However, the one suffering the most is the bloodthirsty spider. It now feels that death is the greatest relief for it. Ground wave, move! Suddenly, the bloodthirsty spider was moved to the other side again, and everyone was disappointed again. Someone pointed at the bloodthirsty demon spider not far away and said, "The bloodthirsty demon spider is over there." At this moment, Li Yu walked out from the bushes in front of everyone. This can even give him a chance to get something for nothing. Isn't this just a joke? The blood-red eyes of the bloodthirsty demon spider revealed a pleading look. It didn't want to suffer in this half-dead state any longer. Then, it used up its last bit of strength and pounced on Li Yu. Cut! Li Yu shouted coldly, and the Sword King appeared and killed him with one blow. Those who had not yet had time to react were gritting their teeth in anger. They had been fighting for the property for so long, but it was snatched away by outsiders. At this time, everything downstairs is garbage gained another 1,000 points, and now reached 3,600 points. Li Yu said innocently, "It was it that started it, it has nothing to do with me." The points were taken away, and the people from Zhongzhou Academy remembered Li Yu's appearance and left in a rage. Not long after they left, a girl from Mu Ningxue's team suddenly said, "Li Yu, is this group of people downstairs full of garbage the name of your team?" She had just looked at the points ranking list and noticed that this team had added 1,000 points. Li Yu held his forehead with his hand. This was all the mess that Feng Zihao had thrown at him. I guess so. Now that he was exposed, Li Yu had no choice but to admit it. Where are Feng Zihao and the others? Why are you the only one here? These girls were not angry that he stole their points, and they even cared about his teammates. They were eliminated. That's a pity. Do you want to cooperate with us? Asked the captain of the women's team. There are only 4 of them and their strength is weaker than other teams, but if Li Yu joins, things will be different. She could see that the aura emitted by the sword summoned by Li Yu had clearly reached the level of a general. Okay, but how do we divide the points for cooperation? Li Yu asked. Su Ling said, 60 to 40, we'll get 60% and you'll get 40%. Since we have more people, we'll get 10% more. Can the two sides reached a deal, but Li Yu was puzzled and asked, can points be divided like this? Su Ling explained, yes, our teacher who protects us said that points can be transferred. Li Yu suddenly frowned. If the points can be transferred, then it doesn't support. When Li Yu thought of this, he knew that someone would soon discover this loophole. Be careful of the other teams. Li Yu reminded him, and then asked, did you find something by cooperating with me? Yes, we found 2 general-level demons, but we couldn't deal with them, so. With Su Ling and the others' strength, it was indeed difficult to deal with 2 general-level warriors. If you are not careful, some people may be eliminated. In that case, let's go there quickly. During this period, Li Yu glanced at Mu Ningxue stealthily a few times, and she seemed to have become much colder towards him. But now he had no time to care about it because they had arrived at the territories of the 2 general-level warriors. However, the scene before them made them blush instantly. These 2 monsters were actually doing that kind of thing, in front of so many innocent girls. Ahem, how about we come back later? Li Yu suggested. No. We need to get the points now. Su Ling forced herself to calm down, but her earlobes were red, which was a little cute. Then you guys lie in ambush here first, and I'll go and ruin their plans. After Li Yu finished speaking, he jumped out of the bushes and went straight towards the 2 generals. Tisk, 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 you're too young. As Li Yu's voice fell, the demon that was preparing for a battle suddenly stopped. It seemed as if it could understand what Li Yu said, and its expression suddenly became ferocious. If you don't believe me, just ask the other party. It will definitely think you are small too. The ironstone giant ape slapped his chest, his eyes filled with flames of rage. The stones covering the bodies of these monsters are as indestructible as iron sheets, so their defense is amazing. The ironstone giant ape was angered by Li Yu. It jumped up and smashed down with its fists clenched. Boom! Rocks flew through the air, and a big hole was smashed into the ground. The ironstone giant ape felt unsatisfied and attacked Li Yu again. Wind track. Piaoying. The next second, Li Yu dodged the attack of the ironstone giant ape again. It's okay if you're small, but you're still weak. Do you want me to give you some Liuwei Daihuang pills? Chapter 17. Although the ironstone giant ape didn't understand what was said, he always felt that it was not a good thing. It slapped its chest frantically with its hands and rushed towards Li Yu angrily. Boom! Sand and stones flew everywhere, and Li Yu dodged the fists of the ironstone giant ape again. The ironstone giant ape suddenly became furious. Li Yu was too fast and his bulky body could not catch up at all. Ice vines cover. Suddenly, Mu Ningxue's voice sounded behind Li Yu. The next moment, a layer of ice appeared on the ground, instantly freezing the legs of the ironstone giant ape. Thunderbolt, top blast. There was a rumbling sound in the sky, and purple thunder suddenly fell down, instantly submerging the ironstone giant ape. Li Yu looked at the magic skills in front of him and was really looking forward to his own lightning skills. He can only release Thunderbolt now. As for the next level of Thunderbolt. Top blast, he needs another chance. For example, the system upgrades him, or he cultivates to this level himself. Without thinking any more, Li Yu had already made the giant stone ape so angry that he was at a loss what to do. All he needed to do now was to hold back the other giant stone ape. This iron giant ape has thick skin and flesh, and it will take some time to break through his defense. Wind disc. The female ironstone giant ape wanted to go to support, but was stopped by Li Yu. The female ironstone giant ape bared its teeth and glared at him fiercely. Next second, the ironstone giant ape leaped up with its entire body and slammed into the wind disc. It looks like true love. Li Yu couldn't help but sigh, holding the sword king, and slashed out with the sword. The burning flames exploded on the body of the ironstone giant ape, but the opponent was not hurt at all. It stripped off the remaining flames on its body and stepped towards him step by step. Flame slash. Li Yu tried again, but this slash could only force the ironstone giant ape back. He turned to look at Mu Ningxue and the others. This team had a clear division of labor and they worked together very well. Seeing that the male ironstone giant ape was about to be exhausted to death, Li Yu could not let him down. Try this. The sword in Li Yu's hand suddenly ignited a ball of extremely violent flames. At the same time, the surrounding environment seemed to be burning, and the heat continued to rise. The air was beating like waves, as if dancing. Burning slash. Li Yu slashed with his sword, and the surging flames swept towards the ironstone giant ape like a huge wave. The ironstone giant ape was engulfed in the sea of fire, and the flames did not dissipate for a long time. After a while, Mu Ningxue and the others had finished fighting and came to his side. How's it going? Su Ling asked, his eyes falling on the sea of fire in front of him. I don't know. Li Yu shook his head. This was the skill that the sword spirit gained after advancing to the Sword King. It was also his first time using it and he had no idea how powerful it was. However, the fire that gushed out was more than that of the previous fiery slash. However, as the flames dissipated, everyone present was stunned. This giant stone ape was actually suffocated to death by the flames. Li Yu warned, stay away from the flames. Why? Su Ling and his companions were puzzled. My flame is poisonous. Li Yu told the truth. Everyone else looked at him in amazement. How could the fire be poisonous? Li Yu did not explain further, perhaps it was related to the fighting spirit given to him by the system. This fighting spirit has a poisonous attribute, so he made such a guess. Perhaps after integrating this fighting spirit, the flames emitted by the Sword King were mixed with poison. Otherwise, with the ironstone giant ape's defensive capabilities, it would be impossible for it to sit and wait to die in the sea of fire. Su Ling said, Li Yu, you killed this ironstone giant ape, so the points are yours. They didn't contribute much, so it was embarrassing for Li Yu to give them some points. Someone said, what a pity, both of the general level warriors have no spirit really. If they can produce spirit essence, they will make a fortune. But I don't know if there will be any disagreements at that time. After all, a general level spirit is worth a lot of money. Now that their cooperation was over, there was no need for Li Yu to stay. After leaving Mu Ningxue and the others, Li Yu checked his ranking and found that his first place had been taken away. First place, Nanyang Technological University, 5,300, second place, the downstairs is full of garbage, 4,600, third place, who says women are inferior to men, 2,900. Li Yu has an impression of the top 10 in the ranking. This Nanjing University Invincible team was previously ranked 6th. However, in such a short time, the opponent actually surpassed his points. And at this time, Li Yu already had some guesses in his mind, and smiled kindly, is it starting now? Zwomulan was not very big, and it took them half a day to clean up almost everything. But they did not rush to eliminate some of the stronger general level monsters. Among them, 2 or 3 teams encountered powerful general level demons, and were wiped out and directly eliminated. Some people also discovered that points could be transferred, so they started scrambling for them. This experience not only allows them to eliminate demons, but also serves as a competitive contest. A long time passed. After Li Yu defeated a general level monster by himself, he looked at the scoreboard. First place, Nanda Woody, 12,580, second place, who can compete with me, 11,800, third place, don't come over here, 9,850. It seems that everyone has begun to unite to deal with the warlord class. Li Yu searched for a long time, but found that the slave-level creatures in Zwomulan were rare, and the only ones left were the general-level creatures. There is strength in numbers. Let's go find Su Ling and the others first. As soon as he finished speaking, he was about to leave when a team came out from the other side. The flat-headed man in the lead asked, "So this is the Imperial Capital Academy team. Why are you the only one here? They went to relieve themselves and asked me to wait for them here. Who are you kidding? Do you think we're stupid?" The flat-headed man cursed. They were hiding nearby and watching just now, so of course they knew that Li Yu was alone. Then why are you asking? Ha, you dare to talk back. The flat-headed man was very arrogant. He stretched out his hand and said, "Hand over the points machine and I will let you go. Otherwise." He snorted coldly, and the arrogance on his face was clearly expressed. "The points machine is right here, come and get it if you dare." Li Yu took the points machine and shook it in front of everyone provocatively. "If you don't accept my toast, I'll punish you." The flat-headed man finished speaking. He had secretly drawn a fire star map, and then cast an intermediate-level magic. Fierce Fist. A huge fist of fire came crashing down, but Li Yu remained calm and dodged it easily with a floating shadow. "It's too slow." When the flat-headed man heard this, he immediately became angry. "What are you standing there for? Come on together and take his points machine away." The other four nodded and released magic skills towards Li Yu at the same time. With so many magic attacks coming, Li Yu didn't dare to be careless. Burning Slash. Chapter 18. Burning Slash. The restless flames swept over and instantly collided with their magic. The burning slash was shattered, flames splashed everywhere, and a fire scene suddenly formed here. Ice Lock. The boy hiding at the back of the team finally drew a star map, and an ice lock covered with cold air suddenly emerged from the ground. Li Yu took a step back suddenly and shouted, "Thunder Shield!" Being stared at by so many people, he was really overwhelmed and was forced to use the shield magic tool. Hateful! When the boy saw that he failed, he couldn't help but curse. Li Yu seized this opportunity and drew the wind star map. Wind Disc. They all thought they had succeeded, but they didn't expect to be caught off guard by Li Yu. In the midst of the huge gale, they had no intention of drawing a star map. Use elementary magic to kill him. The flat-headed man gritted his teeth and released a basic plant-based magic. However, elementary magic poses no threat to Li Yu at all. He was blessed with the spirit seed, and the speed of his elementary wind magic shadow was twice as fast as before, so they couldn't hit him at all. Just as they were bombarding me, I suddenly felt dizzy and my vision was blurry. What's going on? The flat-headed man tried hard to stay awake, but they had stayed in the circle of fire for too long and the poison had taken over their bodies. After a while, everyone in the group fell to the ground, and only the man with the flat head was still holding on. "You're so kind." Li Yu snatched the points machine from the flat-headed man without saying a word. The flat-headed man finally couldn't stand the poison and fainted. Then, the teacher in charge of them came out and started to detoxify them. Li Yu entered the numerical code of his team into the flat-headed man's points machine and transferred 8,500 points. In a short while, the score of the There's Garbage Downstairs team reached 15,300, ranking first on the leaderboard. The gap with the second place is more than 2,000 points. Now that these monsters are almost wiped out, it is difficult to overcome such a huge gap. But there is still one chance, which is to snatch points from other teams. Seeing that time was almost up, they became extremely anxious, and those teams became smart and started to hide. The Nanda Invincible team searched for a long time and finally found a team. Hand over the points machine obediently, or you will suffer physical pain. The invincible captain of the Nanjing University team was a fat boy with big ears. He was full of flesh and his body was shaking when he walked. Su Ling looked at them. There were 5 people on the other side. If he fought hard, his chances of winning were slim. Someone asked quietly, "Captain, what should we do?" They just worked together to kill a general-level demon, and now Nebula has not recovered yet. If they fight with them, they will definitely be at a disadvantage. But then, the points they had worked so hard to earn would be wasted. Thinking of this, Su Ling turned his gaze to Mu Ningxue. "Ningxue, it's all up to you to keep the points machine alive." As Su Ling spoke, she secretly put the points machine into Mu Ningxue's pocket. "If you want to steal our points, you have to ask me, the captain, if I agree." "Are you the captain?" The muscular boy pointed at Su Ling and said to the team members behind him, "The scoring machine must be on her, let's attack together." Gradually, A melee broke out between Su Ling's team and Nanda's invincible team. However, Mu Ningxue quietly withdrew from the battlefield. Her mission was to protect the points machine in her hands. Before this, they had heard the news from other teams. The reward for the first place this time is a spiritual level nebula magic weapon. Stardust magic weapons are suitable for beginner mages, while nebula magic weapons are suitable for intermediate mages. Above the spirit level is the soul level. The higher the level of the nebula magic weapon, the better the training effect will be. With this nebula magical weapon, they will be able to practice at the intermediate level like a duck in water. But with their current points, they are now ranked 5th. It is not realistic for them to fight for the nebula magic weapon, but as long as they are among the top 5, they will be eligible to use the nebula magic weapon. Therefore, Su Ling had no choice but to let Mu Ningxue leave with the scoring machine in order to save the name of their team. There is only half an hour left. As long as we can hold on for this period of time, the ranking will be fixed. Mu Ningxue's second element is the wind element, so Su Ling chose to let her leave with the scoring machine. After running for a long time, she observed the surrounding environment and stopped to rest. At this moment, the bushes in the distance suddenly moved, and Mu Ningxue immediately became alert. Her sharp eyes were like an arrow, waiting for the target to appear. Just as she was about to take one step forward, Mu Ningxue was ready to leave, until she saw the person coming, and she breathed a sigh of relief. Li Yu saw Mu Ningxue at the same time. He walked over and asked in confusion, "Where are Su Ling and the others? We were targeted by another team, and they covered me and helped me escape." Mu Ningxue believed in Li Yu's character and did not hide anything from him. "Then follow me, I will protect you." Li Yu just said it casually, but Mu Ningxue was emotional. She didn't answer, her face remained cold. Li Yu didn't care and continued, "There are still 10 minutes left, let's go out first." The two walked side by side, and Mu Ningxue told him about the reward. Li Yu was also very excited after hearing this. It was true that he could upgrade through system options, but he also needed a rest. The rest time can be used for cultivation, which can also improve a lot of cultivation. When they were about to leave Zwomulan, Mu Ningxue looked at the points ranking list. "Li Yu, the NDU team has surpassed you." She guessed that maybe the Nanjing University Invincible team failed to snatch points from their team, so they turned around and snatched points from other teams. Fine. Li Yu felt that this was destined to happen because he was just so unlucky. Apart from the team that gave him points, he didn't encounter any other teams for the rest of the time. Although he could snatch Mu Ningxue's points, doing so would be too narrow-minded. That's not necessary. But when he felt lost, the voice of the system gave him hope. Trigger the God-level choice. Host, please make a choice. Option 1. Steal Mu Ningxue's points and get a reward of upgrading the intermediate wind disc to level 1. Option 2. Give your points to Mu Ningxue and get a soul-level nebula magic weapon as a reward. After hearing these two options, Li Yu already had the answer in his mind. He originally thought that the nebula magic weapon would pass him by, but he didn't expect that he would be given one that was better than the previous one. He had just memorized the digital code of Mu Ningxue's team, and in the final moments, he gave all the points to Mu Ningxue. The latter, however, didn't notice anything and followed Li Yu out of Zwomulan. Chapter 19. Meeting Place. Various teams came out from Zwomulan one after another, the most impressive of which was the Ananda Invincible team. They just snatched points from a team and topped the list with 18,500 points. At this time, teachers from the 4 academies were welcoming their students. The NTU teacher asked, "How are your grades?" "Teacher, our Ananda Invincible team ranks first." The fat man was waving the machine in his hand, looking particularly excited. "That's great." The teacher was also smiling happily. He had just secretly looked at the ranking list and saw that the points of the Lepan group were indeed ranked first. At this moment, he looked at the other 3 teachers at the same time, with smug looks on his faces. "Teacher Zhang, the students at your Imperial Capital Academy aren't very good either. How come this guy's student got first place?" The other 2 teachers began to mock Zhang Yuanyi, but the latter ignored them. Zhang Yuanyi is still angry now, because only the Imperial Capital Academy does not know what the reward for training is. The other 3 schools had already planned to give the Nebula Magic Artifact as the reward for the first place. That's why their students try so hard to kill monsters and grab points. If he reminded them, 2 out of the 4 teams would not have been eliminated by the monsters. And now, Only Li Yu and Mu Ningxue escaped, but he just looked at the rankings and they were not ranked first, but one was second and the other was fifth. Soon, Li Yu and Mu Ningxue also walked out of the Zwomulan, and their teams all came over to greet them. Feng Zihao said, Li Yu, that's great. You even ranked us second. What second place? Who? Li Yu looked confused. Feng Zihao laughed and said, Li Yu, stop pretending. I just secretly followed Teacher Zhang to see it. Our group ranked second. I'm not pretending. If you don't believe me, just look. Li Yu threw the scoring machine over. Feng Zihao took the points machine, opened it and was completely stunned. Aren't they number 2? Why is it counting down now? After a moment of noise, a male teacher wearing black glasses came out with the final list. He is the overall person in charge of this training, so he will be the one to announce the results. Lu Tao walked in front of the teams, and they all fell silent for a moment. The aura he exuded was so powerful that the students did not dare to look directly into his sharp eyes. Li Yu felt the same way. He felt that only those who had experienced countless battles could have such a frightening look. Lu Tao glanced at the students in front of him and said with a serious expression, Next, I will announce your final rankings from low to high. I will not read out the names of those who were eliminated or had no points. As soon as he finished speaking, Lu Tao began to read out the team rankings starting from the last. The students were all well aware of their own points rankings, so they all accepted it with pleasure. But they were all very curious as to why their team was promoted by one level. Lu Tao finally started to announce the top 5, and because only the top 5 would receive rewards, they were all very much looking forward to it. 5th place, Macabeka team, with a total of 8,350 points. Macabeka's team was stunned. Aren't we ranked 6th? How did we rise to 5th place? Zhang Yuanyi was also surprised. He had just checked and saw that Mu Ningxue was ranked 5th. What was going on? The teacher from Nanjing University next to him sneered, Teacher Zhang, isn't the 5th place from your school? How come someone else surpassed him? 4th place, Changhe Academy team, don't come over here, a total of 10,500 points. 3rd place, Zhongzhou Academy team, who can compete with us? A total of 12,500 points. 2nd place, the Nanjing University team, Nanjing University Invincible, with a total of 18,500 points. After the results of Nanda Invincible came out, they all looked confused. Wasn't this team ranked first? When did it become second? The teacher from Nanda University frowned. He had just looked at the rankings of the teams and knew that no one could surpass them in such a short time. Under Lu Tao's pressure, they didn't dare to interrupt and were all waiting for him to announce the name of the first place team. First place, the Imperial Capital Academy team, who says women are inferior to men. They got a total of 24,300 points. First place, Imperial Capital Academy? Everyone was surprised, and some of them still remembered this team. I vaguely remember that this team was ranked 5th. How did it become the first? The members of Su Ling's team were even more surprised. They couldn't believe that their team actually won first place. Mu Ningxue was hugged by them instantly, and the former was also confused. In the end, she didn't do anything at all, so why did their team come in first? Zhang Yuanyi was also in a daze. No matter what, as long as their Imperial Capital Academy was number 1, the result was good. The Nanjing University teacher next to him turned as black as charcoal. The first place clearly belonged to their Nanjing University. All 3 of Lu Tao's departments were high level, so he didn't dare to mix up his emotions, and asked politely, Army officer, did you see it wrong? When I looked at it at that time, the first place seemed to be our Nan University, right? See for yourself. Lu Tao didn't waste any time and threw the ranking list to the teacher from Nanjing University. The other 2 teachers also came over, and the team from the Imperial Capital Academy was indeed first. Coach Lu, you are the one who upholds fairness. Our Nanda team is leading by so many points. How could the Imperial Capital Academy team catch up? The Nanda teacher was holding back a lot of anger, but he kept it to himself. Okay, then I'll tell you how the Imperial Capital Academy team caught up with the Southern University team. Lu Tao saw that they were all confused, and if he didn't resolve their doubts, they would definitely not accept it. Did you notice that there is one team missing from the top 5 of the leaderboard? When Lu Tao asked this, the captain of the 5th-ranked Macabeka team stood up and said, it's all the garbage downstairs team that's gone. Since we're 6th, we have an impression of the top 5, seeing someone mention the name of his team's awesome player, Feng Zihao felt like crying but had no tears. He felt like a big victim now. Yes, it is this team. He gave all the points to the who says women are inferior to men team. As soon as Liu Tao finished speaking, everyone was shocked. Some are surprised, some are crying, some are regretting. Why didn't they think of giving the points to the team from their own school? It's because each of you only cares about the interests of your own team that you didn't think of this. After Liu Tao finished speaking, he turned and left. Mu Ningxue stood in the crowd, her complicated gaze fell on Li Yu. This person. Chapter 20. You're a grown man, why are you crying? Li Yu couldn't stand this guy anymore and kept crying beside him. It's all because of you, an ungrateful fellow. For the sake of a woman, you actually sold out your brothers. Feng Zihao pointed at Li Yu and started cursing. Originally, he wanted to rely on the resources provided by this experience to break through to the first level of the intermediate ice system, but he never expected that such a thing would happen. Why are you crying? I will give you the Nebula magical weapon to practice with when the time comes. The Imperial Capital Academy has an opportunity to borrow the Nebula magical artifact once a month, which is why every mage is scrambling to get into the Imperial Capital Academy. The Imperial Capital Academy has a profound foundation, and the resources it provides are enough to make many other academies far behind. Then what will you do? Feng Zihao asked crying. Li Yu waved his hand and said, we can just take it back when the battle for new resources comes. The battle for freshman resources is the welcome program of the Imperial Capital Academy, which mainly focuses on competing for resources. Feng Zihao knew that Li Yu's summoned beast had reached the general level. Wouldn't he kill everyone indiscriminately by then? How could those freshmen be a match for Li Yu? At the middle level of dual systems, it was a complete crushing situation. Thinking of this, Feng Zihao nodded without hesitation and stopped the loss in time. After the training, each university organized its teams and prepared to leave. Suddenly, Su Ling and Mu Ningxue both walked towards Li Yu. Li Yu, thank you. The Nebula magical artifact has been issued. You can use it to practice first. Su Ling expressed her thoughts, that they were able to obtain the Nebula magic weapon because of Li Yu. Therefore, they felt that Li Yu should also share this Nebula magic device. You can use this Nebula magical device yourself. I actually have a better one. If Li Yu didn't tell the truth, he was afraid that the other party would not believe it. However, even if he told the truth, Su Ling, Mu Ningxue, and the others did not believe him. Li Yu, this is too good to be true. This is what they thought in their hearts. Su Ling said to Mu Ningxue, Ningxue, please persuade Li Yu. Li Yu was stunned. What he said didn't seem to have any effect. Mu Ningxue next to her was also stunned. Li Yu didn't want to use it together, so it seemed like it was none of her business, right? Why do Su Ling and the others now imagine that she has a good relationship with Li Yu? But this was indeed Li Yu's selfless act, so Mu Ningxue had nothing to say. Li Yu, just take it when the time comes, otherwise we will feel bad about it. Li Yu scratched his head helplessly. It seemed that he couldn't explain it clearly. Oh well. Seeing Li Yu agreed, the others smiled. Afterwards, the group from the Imperial Capital Academy took a bus and headed into the city. The students on the bus were all laughing at Feng Zihao, the big loser, while the girls were discussing the gossip about Li Yu and Mu Ningxue. For the girl he liked, the boy actually gave all his points to her. This spirit of selfless dedication is enough to make many girls addicted to it. This is the purest love. They were very envious and praised Li Yu for what he did. Mu Ningxue sat in the middle of the bus, so she could hear some of what others were talking about. She didn't know what was going on, and when she heard someone discussing her and Li Yu, she also wanted to listen. During this period, her opinion of Li Yu changed a lot. She originally thought that Li Yu was just a proud kid from aristocratic family. But he stepped forward when Bo City was in danger, and gave up his own interests in this experience to help their team win first place. Many girls would like such a courageous man who takes the overall situation into consideration. It seemed as if a bud was quietly growing in Mu Ningxue's heart, but she hadn't discovered it yet. After the training, the Imperial Capital Academy gave them a long vacation so that they could practice on their own before school started again. The Nebula magic weapon was quickly delivered, and Su Ling brought Mu Ningxue to find him. But Li Yu did not want it, but asked them to use it first, or give it to Feng Zihao's team members to practice for a few days. Su Ling originally wanted to persuade Li Yu, but when he heard that his summoning system had already reached the intermediate level, he said nothing more. In this case, they do need the nebula magic weapon more than Li Yu. During this period, Li Yu also obtained his second summoned beast, the Violent Thunder Dragon. However, when he saw the Violent Thunder Dragon, a hint of disappointment flashed in his eyes. This is too small. He looks silly and cute, and doesn't seem to be very smart. Its skin was lavender, and there was a lightning bolt mark on its forehead. As soon as it appeared, it circled around Li Yu. It was obvious that it was the same kind as the Sword King. Can you give me a daughter? Li Yu went out for a stroll during this period, but he couldn't trigger the task. From this, he guessed that triggering the mission might require certain conditions, perhaps a person or an event. But he successfully upgraded the intermediate wind magic he had been practicing for a long time to the first level through the soul level nebula magic weapon, which was also a good achievement. Just when he was about to continue practicing, Tang Yu suddenly sent him a message. Tang Yu, I heard you guys are on vacation, are you interested in helping me? At this moment, the system's voice suddenly sounded. Trigger the god level choice, Tang Yu's invitation, host, please make a choice. Option 1, if you don't agree, the host will lose a beautiful rich woman as a reward. Option 2, agree, and the reward is to upgrade the elementary lightning system to level 6. Basic lightning elementary level 6. To be honest, Li Yu was a little surprised. For ordinary people, 7 slave level spirits are needed to practice the initial lightning system to the 4th level. To cultivate to the 5th level you need 7 general level spirits, and to cultivate to the 6th level you need 7 commander level spirits. A perfect warrior level spirit essence is worth tens of millions, so few people would use the spirit essence to continue to improve their magic level. What's more, there are 7 commander level spirits, and their value directly rises to hundreds of millions. Although it is a pity to use the equivalent of 7 commander level spirits to strengthen the stars, I feel relieved when I think that this is a reward from the system. There will be bread, and there will be love too. Li Yu chose yes, and then she felt her star was changing. After a while, Tang Yu sent him a location. Li Yu clicked on the location and saw Songcheng was displayed. However, it is not the Zishui town in Songcheng, but the Linhai town in the south of Songcheng. What is Tang Yu doing in Linhai town? Shouldn't she be going to Zishui town? Although Li Yu was confused, he still bought a train ticket to Songcheng. After that, he boarded the bus to Linhai town. As the name suggests, Linhai town is indeed a town surrounded by trees. Li Yu looked at the dozens of meters high trees through the car window along the way and was a little curious about how they grew. A long time passed. Li Yu finally arrived at Linhai town, which was bigger than he had imagined. If he were asked to walk around Linhai town, he might not be able to finish the journey in one day. He then sent a message to Tang Yu, who quickly sent him the location of a hotel. Chapter 21. Through navigation, Li Yu quickly found the hotel and came to the door of Tang Yu's room according to the room number. Boom boom boom. Li Yu knocked on the door 3 times and said, "Hello, door-to-door service." After waiting for a while, there was no movement inside, and Li Yu frowned immediately. Is Tang Yu in danger? Li Yu didn't think too much and prepared to kick the door through the window, but when he exerted force, the door suddenly opened. He pulled his feet back suddenly, but his body couldn't help but fall forward. Tang Yu was wearing the hotel's bathrobe, and Li Yu rushed over as soon as she opened the door. The two of them collided with each other, and Li Yu pinned Tang Yu underneath. Suddenly, Li Yu felt like there was something soft under him. He moved slightly and found that the texture was quite good. However, when he saw Tang Yu's eyes, he suddenly realized something. Cough cough. Li Yu stood up without saying anything and said with a smile, "I thought you were in danger, so." Before he could finish his words, Tang Yu said angrily, "Help me up now." Li Yu understood and went directly behind Tang Yu and helped her up. But Tang Yu's pajamas had a low neckline, and he glanced sideways at the bottom and accidentally. "I am a gentleman. I didn't see anything." After Tang Yu stood up, she glanced at Li Yu and asked, "Why is your nose bleeding?" "Maybe it's because of the fall just now. I've been feeling a little weak lately." Li Yu made an excuse and went to the bathroom. Who can withstand this? After a while, Li Yu came out of the bathroom and saw Tang Yu sitting on the sofa with her legs crossed. "Come here, let's talk." Li Yu walked over and sat next to Tang Yu. It's a good thing you told me the news, otherwise the death toll in Bo City would be several times what it is now. You're welcome. I just want to be at peace with my conscience. Li Yu said truthfully. Tang Yu brushed her hair and leaned forward slightly, a scent coming to her nose. Brother, do you want to join the Inquisition? I can introduce you to it. Ahem, forget about the Inquisition. If you need any help, I will do my best to help you. Li Yu didn't dare to look down, for he was afraid that he would be bloodied to death. You're smart. Afterwards, Tang Yu took out a magic armor from somewhere. Zhang Kong asked me to bring this to you. I don't know why he would give you such a valuable thing. Tang Yu placed the armor magic tool on the table, and then looked him over. Brother, I heard that a high-level lightning mage appeared and killed the winged wolf. Do you know about this? Li Yu's attention was on the armor at the moment, and Tang Yu's words immediately brought him back to his senses. It seems that Zhang Kong did not tell others that he was the high-level thunder mage. Li Yu raised his thumb and pointed at himself and said, Okay, I'm going to reveal my cards. That high-level lightning mage is me. Tang Yu retracted her gaze. This kid looked so nonchalant, he didn't look like a high-level guy at all, okay? Moreover, there was no high-level energy fluctuation on Li Yu's body, and his age also explained a lot. To be honest, there may not be such a young and high-level person in the whole world. Tang Yu put the matter behind her and explained this magic armor. This piece of armor is very valuable. It can withstand the strongest attack of a high-level wizard, even a commander-level wizard. So strong! Li Yu exclaimed in his heart, if he had such a magic armor on him, he would have time to react even when facing a sneak attack. Tang Yu always felt that there was something fishy between Li Yu and Zhang Kong, so she couldn't help but remind him, the Black Church is still brooding over the destruction of Bo City, especially the high-level lightning mage who killed the winged wolf. They didn't live up to their expectations, so they keep trying to do it again. Again. When Li Yu heard this, his expression turned heavy. These people from the Black Church are really beasts. At the same time, Li Yu seemed to know why Zhang Kong wanted to give him this magic armor. He was the high-level thunder mage who killed the winged king wolf. If the Black Church knew about this, they would definitely send someone. But he was wearing a disguise mask at the time, so even if the Black Vatican saw him, they would not be able to guess that it was him. Therefore, Li Yu felt a little relieved, but he did not lower his vigilance. It won't be long before the Black Church will make a big move, and then there will be another bloody storm. Tang Yu sighed. Although she had been tracking down the people from the Black Vatican, this was all the information she had. Li Yu really wanted to tell Tang Yu the members of the Black Church, but to do so, he needed evidence. Even if Tang Yu believed him, what about the high-level officials of the Inquisition? Moreover, he did not want Tang Yu to directly face the high-ranking officials of the Black Church. If they investigate now with their strength, they will just be courting death. Some things need to be done slowly. You didn't ask me to come here just to give me the armor and magic tools, did you? Li Yu asked. Tang Yu smiled and said, just now you said that you would help your sister as long as you can. Li Yu had a bad feeling in his heart, as if he had entered a tiger's den. But water that is poured out is like water that is shot out. Cough cough. Be responsible. Li Yu had no choice but to nod and said seriously, Sister, please speak. I want you to join forces to help me catch someone. Who? Tang Yu's eyes revealed a solemn look as he said, these two are brothers. One of them joined the monster hunting team specifically to rob other people's treasures and kill the villains in the monster hunting team. The other one is a murderer who specializes in hunting down mages. I've been keeping an eye on them for a long time. They may have other purposes for coming to Linhai town this time. A murderer? At this time, Chao He's name came to Li Yu's mind, but she didn't know the other person. Sis, there are only two of us. We shouldn't be a match for them, right? Li Yu expressed his concerns. Tang Yu said, the murderer Chao He has left Linhai town. I have asked someone to monitor him. She wanted to deal with Hao Ren first, and then capture or kill Chao He. Seeing Tang Yu say this, Li Yu felt much more relieved. Sister, what should I do? There was a cold light in Tang Yu's eyes. I need you to join Chao He's demon hunting team. Hao Ren is very cunning. When he arrives at a new place, he will be very cautious and always look for some young magicians to be his teammates. The newcomers had little experience, so he could just take advantage of them. But the question is, How can he join Hao Ren's monster hunting team? Tang Yu explained, from our observation, Hao Ren usually chooses to kill wealthy young mages. So, I have to pretend to be rich. Chapter 22. After a while, Tang Yu took out a black box from under the bed. She slowly opened the black box, which contained various exquisite jewelry. For example, a golden ring, an expensive watch, etc., and a set of casual-looking leisure suits. Sister, how much are these things worth in total? Li Yu was very curious whether these things were real. Then, Tang Yu extended 5 fingers towards Li Yu. 500,000. Tang Yu shook her head. It won't be 5 million, will it? However, Tang Yu shook her head again. Could it be 50 million? This time Tang Yu nodded. Hao Ren has extremely high material pursuits, so he has a deep understanding of some luxury goods. If they use fake ones, they will most likely be discovered by the other party. Your tribunal is really rich. Li Yu couldn't help but look up to the tribunal. It's just to get rid of harm to the people. This guy is worth the money. Tang Yu stuffed the black box into Li Yu's arms and said, "Go change it quickly, we'll act right away." Li Yu went into the bathroom carrying the black box. When he came out, he felt like a different person. The sense of being a rich second generation came all at once. "Sister, tonight I will." Before Li Yu could finish her words, Tang Yu carried her out of the hotel room. Under Tang Yu's guidance, he came to the branch of the Hunter Alliance. This branch is not very big, with only 3 floors, but there are many people coming and going. Li Yu walked into the Hunter Alliance blatantly. Just as he was about to go to the front desk, a middle-aged man came up. "Young man, do you want to take the mission?" The person who was speaking looked a little fat, but his voice sounded very gentle. Li Yu looked at him warily and said hesitantly, "Yes. That's a coincidence. We have a one-man mission here. Do you want to come along?" The slightly plump middle-aged man continued, "After completing this bounty mission, the reward will be divided equally among us." Li Yu touched his chin and hesitated, but did not agree in a hurry. His hesitation proved that he was considering it. The slightly plump middle-aged man said again, "We are all young people in our team. It should be easy for you to communicate. Besides, I am a 3-star hunter master. Your safety is very guaranteed." At the same time, the slightly plump middle-aged man also took out his hunter master badge. "It really is the master hunter badge." Li Yu's eyes lit up immediately, and he nodded and agreed, "I'll join you." The slightly plump middle-aged man smiled, led Li Yu to the front, and said, "My name is Ren Hao, they all call me Brother Hao, what's your name?" "My name is Feng Zihao, you can just call me Zihao." Li Yu introduced himself naturally. When the slightly plump middle-aged man spoke to him, Li Yu realized that he was Hao Ren. However, in order to act like a hunter, he successfully took a big step towards becoming the best actor, so he had to deal with Hao Ren back and forth. Hao Ren brought him to a relatively luxurious hotel and knocked on several connected doors one by one. The door was quickly opened and several young men walked out of the room. "Brother Hao, are we leaving?" A boy with a middle-parted hair walked out naked, sweating all over, with many lip marks on his neck. Everyone get ready and set off immediately. This team includes Li Yu, a total of 6 people, and their strength has reached the level of intermediate magicians. When everyone was ready, Hao Ren led the team out of Linhai town. Their bounty mission this time is to enter the thunder-inducing forest and look for thunder-inducing grass. Thunder grass is a very special plant. It grows in places where thunder elements are particularly dense. The people who use it are usually thunder mages, but thunder grass is very difficult to find. Many hunters have come to Yanlilan to look for it, but they all returned empty-handed. "Brother Hao, do you really have a way to find thunder grass?" asked the fat man next to Li Yu. Hao Ren said confidently, "When the time comes, I will show you my skills and you will know." Those people were rubbing their hands, obviously looking forward to that moment. Li Yu looked at them and was certain that these people had completely given up their vigilance against Hao Ren. In this way, it would be very easy for Hao Ren to succeed. Hao Ren was also very strong. He was at the intermediate level in both elements, majoring in wind element and minoring in fire element. The reason why he was able to escape the pursuit of the Inquisition was most likely because he majored in wind. At about 2 o'clock in the afternoon, they arrived at Yunli Forest, but Yunli Forest was a little different now. These falling thunders were a bit violent and dense, which made them look a bit scary. Hao Ren raised his head and looked up into the sky, then slowly said, I tell you, in a situation like this, it's easiest to find thunder grass. So what are we waiting for? After completing this bounty mission, I can become a one-star hunter master. As soon as the man finished speaking, Hao Ren led them into the forest to attract thunder. As for Hao Ren's claim that he had found a way to make thunder grass, Li Yu didn't believe it at all. If there really was such a method, why would Hao Ren still bring them along? These people are obviously like fools and didn't even think of this. Shortly after they entered the lightning forest, a white wolf with lightning all over its body attacked one of them. Fortunately, Hao Ren reacted in time and killed the white wolf instantly, otherwise the boy would have stayed here forever. Because of this incident, other people's favorable impression of Hao Ren increased a little bit. At this moment, Li Yu deeply felt how terrifying Hao Ren was. Only he knew that after taking off the mask, Hao Ren would reveal a hideous face that played with human nature. He did this simply to make others let down their guard so that he could find a chance to defeat them one by one. However, Li Yu wanted to know how Hao Ren and others would fool them later. He had no idea what Li Yu was thinking. He looked at them and said, I'll teach you how to find the thunder grass next. The others listened attentively and moved closer to Hao Ren, fearing that they would not be able to hear clearly due to the thunder being too loud. It's easy to find shrub grass. Do you see these trees? Hao Ren pointed to the white trees nearby and continued, as long as it's a dead tree, and the whiter it is, it's likely to have thunder grass growing inside. Shrub grass grows next to trees or on dead tree stumps, but as Hao Ren said, they had never heard of it. So they all looked puzzled, wondering if they could really find the thunder grass in this way. If you don't believe me, I can find it for you first. After Hao Ren finished speaking, he looked around, and feeling that he didn't see anything satisfactory, he walked forward a few hundred meters. He suddenly pointed at a dead tree not far away with only the trunk left and said, Hurry up and follow me. There should be thunder grass inside that dead tree. Li Yu and the others quickly followed, only to see Hao Ren release a burst of fire, instantly breaking the tree. Trunk. Chapter 23. This is a dead tree, and 3 people may not be able to hug it. After the upper half of the trunk is broken off, they can see what is inside the dead tree. Hao Ren took the lead, followed by Li Yu and others. Then everyone gathered around the dead tree and looked underneath the hollow trunk. This is... Really? It's actually thunder grass. The team members next to Li Yu were immediately delighted. They didn't expect that what Hao Ren said was actually true. Hao Ren smiled and said, I'm lucky. There really is thunder grass here. At the same time, Hao Ren jumped in. The space in the hollow tree trunk was just big enough to accommodate one person. As Hao Ren picked the grass, he explained to them, these thunder grasses need nutrients from the thunder element to grow, so they grow next to trees, but few people will notice that they grow inside. They don't need sunlight and will infiltrate these trees from the root. Li Yu listened to Hao Ren's nonsense. If he didn't know his identity, he might have been fooled. These trees do have the effect of attracting lightning, so his explanation makes sense. Let me show you. Hao Ren generously handed the thunder grass to the member next to him. When you split up and look for thunder grass, keep the communication open. If there is any danger, ask me for help immediately. As soon as Hao Ren finished speaking, the others responded. They felt that Brother Hao was really righteous and was not afraid that they would keep it all for themselves, so he actually told them the method to find the thunder grass. For a moment, they had already treated Hao Ren as their own brother. Li Yu looked at the excited expressions of the crowd and knew without a second's guess that they had been controlled by Hao Ren. If they meet someone who is kind to them on their way forward, it would really be touching. The Hao Ren in front of you is like a sharp arrow hiding in the dark. You never know when he will tear off his hypocritical mask and take you as his prey. They all wore Bluetooth headsets, and after testing whether the headsets could communicate smoothly, they began to look for shrub grass separately. Just as they were dispersing in all directions, Li Yu quietly turned back and walked towards Hao Ren's direction. Sister, when do we start? Li Yu now needs to know Tang Yu's location. I'm in some trouble now, wait for my notice. Li Yu could hear from the headphones that Tang Yu seemed to have encountered some difficult problems. No way. You failed at the critical moment. Soon, Li Yu found Hao Ren, who was walking deeper into the lightning forest. The shrub in the dead tree was planted by him personally. It was a trap he set for these young people. At this time, Hao Ren looked at the dense lightning in the sky with worry, muttering in his heart, when I came here yesterday, the lightning was not so dense, why is it so dense today? The more he thought about it, the weirder it seemed, so he decided to go deeper into Yin Leilin to take a look. Occasionally, lightning flashed in the thunderclouds above, followed by a bolt of thunder swooping down. Boom! Thunderbolts struck the top of the tree, and lightning poured violently into the tree's body. Even so, the trees still stand, as if they are used to it. Hao Ren continued to go deeper, and Li Yu followed behind, keeping a certain distance between them. It's so unusual, there might be treasures inside. Hao Ren expressed his speculation, and then walked cautiously towards the area with dense lightning. When we got here, the thunder and lightning were so dense that it was a bit scary. Because there would be a thunderbolt striking around them every half a second, they had to be doubly vigilant. Li Yu was surrounded by thunder, so even if he made some noise, it was unlikely that Hao Ren would be able to hear it. "Sister, can you hear me?" he called softly, but there was no response from Tang Yu. Li Yu turned on his phone and found that the signal here was blocked. Can the signal be blocked here? There was a signal when he followed in just now, but now the signal seems to be blocked. Li Yu didn't think much about it, his eyes were fixed on Hao Ren's actions. If Tang Yu couldn't be contacted, he could only act according to circumstances. Boom! 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 Hao Ren stood not far away, looking at the thick and big tree in front of him that was struck by thunderbolts from time to time. This big tree is different from other big trees. In addition to its sturdy body, its green leaves are more vibrant and energetic than other trees. This tree. He stroked his chin in thought, carefully weighing the thick tree in front of him. There must be something inside this tree. Thinking of this, Hao Ren acted quickly, wind disc. Tornado. The strong wind swept around the thick tree, and all the leaves were blown into the sky in an instant. The branches were torn and cracks gradually appeared on the trunk. After the strong wind stopped, only half of the trunk of the thick tree was left. This is a spiritual seed. Hao Ren's eyes suddenly widened. He didn't expect that there was a spiritual seed hidden in it. And it's a thunder spirit species. Even though the spirit seed was exposed to the air, the lightning in the sky still bombarded the spirit seed, as if it was hammering it. However, Li Yu, who was hiding in the distance, also saw the spirit seed, and his eyes suddenly lit up. Nice one. Although he already has a spirit seed of thunder element, it can be used as food for the little thunder dragon. It's impossible to ask him to buy it with money, unless it's a daughter. Little one. Li Yu summoned the fierce thunder dragon, which was now looking at him with its big eyes. I'll attract his attention later, and you go get the spirit seed. Little thunder dragon nodded, indicating that he understood Li Yu's order. Trigger the god level choice. Please make a choice based on the current situation. Option 1. Watch Hao Ren take away the spirit seed and be rewarded with the title of Big Fool. Option 2. Snatch the spirit seed and escape, the reward is to upgrade the intermediate wind system to the first level. Option 3. After snatching the spirit seeds, stay and kill Hao Ren. The reward is to upgrade the intermediate lightning system to the first level. Li Yu stared at the options. He didn't know Hao Ren's cultivation strength at the moment, so he could test it out first and then decide on the option. Almost done. Hao Ren looked at the spirit seeds on the tree trunk with greedy eyes. If he could sell these spirit seeds, he would be able to live a carefree life for a long time. Thunder seal, thunder arrow. A bolt of lightning like an arrow suddenly fell, the sound boomed in the air, and there was also a sense of oppression. Hao Ren, who was still spying on the spirit seed, quickly reacted, wind track. Piaoying. Boom. The lightning arrow instantly blasted a big hole in the ground, but unfortunately, Hao Ren didn't seem to be injured. Hao Ren climbed up from the ground, his face scratched by rocks, leaving a trace of blood. He looked around with a vicious look, which finally fell on Li Yu. You cast the spell. The 6th level of the initial lightning element was indeed very powerful, but it was still a little short of killing Hao Ren with one blow. Li Yu said, I said it wasn't me, do you believe it? Chapter 24. What do you think? Hao Ren looked at Li Yu. If it weren't for his wind element possessing spiritual seeds, he would probably have died here. His left leg was aching slightly, but he was still enduring it. I have seen the 4th and 5th level elementary lightning skills, but the skill you released is not one of these two. Hao Ren hadn't recovered from what had just happened, so he had to buy himself some time. Li Yu didn't say anything, just looked directly at Hao Ren and checked on the little thunder dragon's condition. Hao Ren said to himself, to cultivate to the 6th level, you need 7 commander level spirit strengthening stars. It seems that you are really a rich second generation. I'm just averagely wealthy. If you're willing to be my dog, I can give you some. As soon as Li Yu finished speaking, Hao Ren suddenly felt something was wrong. The thunder just stopped, and the soul seed tempering seems to be over. However, when he looked back, the thunder spirit seed had disappeared. Thunder seal, thunder arrow. Boom. The lightning arrow was still very fast, but Hao Ren would no longer be the same as the first time. Wind track. Piaoying. Hao Ren dodged the lightning arrow very quickly, and said angrily, hand over the spirit seed, and I will leave you an intact body. What the hell are you talking about? Li Yu and Hao Ren's wind system are both blessed by spirit seeds, so they can't escape far even if they run away. Then, with the Sword King in hand, the restless flames rose instantly, and Li Yu suddenly slashed down with the sword. Burning slash! The flames rolled in like huge waves, but Hao Ren was not panicked at all. He had fought on the battlefield for a long time, so he was very good at drawing star maps. He quickly drew a fire star map. Fierce Fist, Earth Shaker. Hao Ren's flame was not of ordinary color. It was grayish-white and exuded a chilling aura. This flame is even more domineering than the Sword King's flame. It is obvious that Hao Ren's fire element also has a spirit seed. Boom! The two flames collided, and immediately a strong wind swept around. Li Yu's burning slash seemed to be pierced through, and his flames were instantly broken to both sides. The earth's shock came, and in the hot environment, Li Yu's forehead was covered with sweat, and he used the thunder shield in an instant. The next moment, he was blasted several meters away, and the thunder shield disappeared. Hao Ren's fire element is stronger than Sword King's flame. Sword King has only been promoted not long ago, and now he can't even use the toxicity in his flame. If they were to fight purely in terms of strength, Li Yu would be the one who got beaten. One trump card is gone. At this point, Li Yu decided to choose the third option and give it a try. Congratulations to the host for completing the selection. The reward is the upgrade of the intermediate lightning system to the first level. The system's voice fell, and Li Yu launched an attack on Hao Ren again. Thunder Seal, Thunder Arrow. Before Li Yu made his move, he had already thought of a plan in his mind, and now he was waiting for an opportunity. His thunder system is very advantageous in this area, so he can make up for his disadvantage in strength by relying on the thunder system. No matter how fast the lightning arrow was, it still couldn't touch Hao Ren at all. His attainments in the wind element are beyond the reach of ordinary wind magicians, otherwise he would not have escaped from the Inquisition's encirclement so many times. I don't want to play with you anymore. I haven't harvested my prey yet. Hao Ren drew the fire star map again, and blazing flames suddenly rose from his fist. Fierce Fist, 9 Palaces. Waves of fire rolled in all directions, the ground suddenly cracked, and 9 pillars of flame suddenly rose from the ground. Even if Li Yu used wind magic, he probably wouldn't be able to escape these 9 pillars of fire. Speedy Boots. At the critical moment, Li Yu shouted softly, and a pair of white boots appeared on his feet. The next second, with the help of the swift boots, he ran out of the fiery fist 9 palaces with lingering fear. It's too dangerous. If it weren't for the magic shoes given by Li Fei, he would have been badly injured even if he didn't die. At this moment, Li Yu finally experienced the benefits of being rich. Hao Ren was immediately furious. He could have killed this man twice, but each time he dodged with his magic tool. Try mine. In a moment, Li Yu had drawn the lightning star map. Thunderbolt, Top Blast. As soon as he finished speaking, there was a sudden boom of thunder above Hao Ren's head, and several thunderbolts fell from the sky and instantly pressed towards Hao Ren. Thunder is the most lethal magic of all, so Hao Ren would not be stupid enough to confront it head-on. Wind track. Piaoying. Even if he only used elementary wind magic, he was confident that he could avoid the swooping thunderbolt. However, at this moment, Li Yu suddenly appeared where he was about to fall. How could you? Where he landed, with Li Yu's speed, he couldn't get close to him at all. Li Yu hid his wind element, waiting for this moment. He hugged Hao Ren fiercely, and the latter tried hard to break free, but even though he tried his best, he failed to break free. Hao Ren guessed that Li Yu might die together with him. He didn't want to die, so he tried desperately to draw star tracks, but every time he was hit by Li Yu's head, the stars he was connected to had to suddenly disintegrate. You will die too. Are you crazy? Hao Ren shouted angrily with all his might. However, Li Yu did not let go of her hands and still held them tightly. Thunder seal, thunder arrow. At this moment, Hao Ren's eyes were full of fear. He experienced facing death for the first time. Boom! Thunder and lightning fell along with the sound. Li Yu predicted the moment, and just when he felt that Hao Ren had no chance of escaping, he suddenly loosened his arms. Giant rhinoceros. A white armor appeared on his upper body, and he fell down. At this moment, the little thunder dragon suddenly appeared in front of Li Yu, raising its head and looking at the impending lightning. The lightning arrow struck down in an instant, and Hao Ren didn't even let out a scream. His skin turned into a charred black, like charcoal. Part of the lightning that bombarded Li Yu was absorbed by the little thunder dragon, and the lightning on his upper body was also blocked by the giant rhino armor. Li Yu lay on the ground gasping for breath. He had never been so tired as today. After resting for a while, he searched Hao Ren's body for valuables, as well as the thunder grass. How poor! He worked hard for most of the day and only got this little thing. He felt a little bit at a loss. Suddenly, the system's voice sounded quietly. Trigger the God level option. Please make a choice based on the current situation. Option 1, ask Tang Yu for credit and get a bottle of pulse. Option 2, pretend nothing happened and get a can of herrings as a reward. Option 3, pretend to be seriously injured and let Tang Yu carry you on her back. You will be rewarded with a small can of sobering gummies. Compared with the first two items, Li Yu is more interested in the last one. Congratulations to the host for completing the selection. You will be rewarded with a small jar of sober gummies. After getting the sobering gummy candy, Li Yu also understood the function of this candy. As the name suggests, it can instantly wake up those who are addicted or have taken certain stimulant drugs. Li Yu, where are you? Hearing Tang Yu's voice, Li Yu lay down on the ground without thinking, and did not forget to grab a handful of soil around him and smear it on himself. Chapter 25. Tang Yu was harassed by a demon on the way here, and later couldn't contact Li Yu, so she frantically searched for him in the Thunder Forest. It was not until they met the team members who came in with Li Yu that they realized the direction in which Hao Ren was going. Then she started looking for Li Yu without stopping, and came over when she heard the noise. Hao Ren's mission was important, but Li Yu was much more important, and she didn't want anything to happen to Li Yu. Li Yu. When she looked around, she saw Li Yu lying on the ground. Tang Yu hurried over and felt relieved when she saw that Li Yu was still breathing. Li Yu, wake up. She gently pushed Li Yu's arm, trying to wake him up. Li Yu's nose wrinkled slightly. He tried hard to open his eyes and saw Tang Yu in front of him. Sister, you are finally here. He spoke with great difficulty, like someone who had not had a drink of water for a long time. Can you still move? I'll take you to a healing wizard right away. I couldn't move my body. The slightest movement of my body felt like being pricked by 10,000 needles. As Tang Yu listened, she inadvertently saw the charred corpse not far away. If she guessed correctly, that person might be Hao Ren's body. You killed Hao Ren? Tang Yu asked in surprise. Li Yu did not answer, but said with difficulty, Sister, shouldn't you take me out to heal my wounds first? Just bear with it, I'll carry you out. Tang Yu gently placed Li Yu on her back and carried him up easily. Li Yu was a little surprised. He didn't expect Tang Yu to be so strong. It was obvious that she attached great importance to her training. Because the weather was very hot, Tang Yu was wearing very thin clothes, and the ice silk short-sleeved shirt was extremely smooth. Li Yu hung on her back, as if it was sticking to her body, with nothing in between. Sister, you have a very thin waist. No matter how big the trouble, Li Yu teased in Tang Yu's ear. Tang Yu was not angry. If she hadn't encountered an accident, Li Yu wouldn't have been like this. Why? You want to taste my sister's slim waist? Now that you've said that, it would be embarrassing if I refused. As the saying goes, when you are young, you don't know how good your elder sister is, and you mistakenly treat your younger sister as a treasure. It's not too late to regret now. However, just as he finished speaking, a pain came from his leg. Ah! Li Yu cried out in pain as Tang Yu twisted his calf hard. Sister, I was wrong. Tang Yu didn't say anything, but looked down at herself. Is your hand a little too low? Or do you think it's unnecessary? Hearing this, Li Yu raised his clasped hands and said with a wry smile, Why did the hand go down? It must be because of the clothes. It's too silky. Li Yu tried hard to explain, but Tang Yu rolled her eyes and didn't want to listen to this BDS explanation at all. The next day, morning. After Tang Yu carried him back to the hotel yesterday, she asked the healing mage of the Inquisition to treat his wounds. After that battle, he was so exhausted that he fell asleep on Tang Yu's back when he returned to Linhai town. At that time, Tang Yu couldn't wake him up no matter what she did, and thought he couldn't hold on any longer. Then he was slapped twice on the face, and Li Yu woke up in a daze. The door was opened and Tang Yu walked into Li Yu's room carrying breakfast. When Li Yu heard the door open, he regained consciousness and his eyes fell in the direction of the door. Seeing that the person coming was Tang Yu, he immediately buried his head back into the quilt. Get up and eat. Tang Yu put breakfast on the table and called out to Li Yu on the bed. I can't eat. It seems my body hasn't recovered yet. Li Yu said sickly. Tang Yu rolled her eyes at him. You can't get up, right? Do you still want me to feed you? If I may. But before Li Yu could finish his words, the quilt was pulled away and Tang Yu stood in front of him holding a clothes hanger. If possible, I think it's better to get up by myself. Li Yu felt that Tang Yu already knew that he was pretending to be injured, so he didn't push his luck any further. Suddenly, Li Yu's cell phone rang. Who called him so early in the morning? After looking at the note on the number, Li Yu asked, Uncle Fei, what's the matter? Xiaoyu, come back soon, Grandpa wants to see you one last time. Hearing the news, Li Yu was stunned for a moment and searched for information about this grandfather in his memory. Li Yu's grandfather is Li Hongtian, the current head of the Li family. He is the second best person to him besides Li Fei. However, because he was seriously ill and needed treatment, he rarely saw the old man. Li Yu hung up the phone, a sense of sadness welling up in his mind. Sister, I have to go back to the capital right away, my grandfather. Li Fei's voice just now was very loud, and Tang Yu, who was standing nearby, also heard some of it. Go ahead. Tang Yu nodded. Although she still wanted Li Yu to help her catch Chao He, it now seemed that she had no choice but to look for other people. Li Yu put on her clothes and was about to leave when she suddenly remembered something. Then, he poured out a few gummies from a small can of sobering gummies and said, Sister, take these gummies. After eating them, they can make people sober instantly, just in case. Tang Yu took the candy and watched Li Yu leave in a hurry. After buying the plane ticket, Li Yu arrived at the airport in the imperial capital in less than an hour. As soon as he got off the plane, Li Yu got on the special car arranged by Li Fei and returned to the Li family. After Li Yu got off the car, Li Fei came up to him. Xiaoyu, come with me. Li Fei had a sad face, and the few black hairs he had seemed to have been replaced overnight. Li Yu followed him and after a while, came to Li Hongtian's room. There were two other people in the room at this time, namely Li Beishuan and Li Mangxing. Xiaoyu is back? Come and see Grandpa quickly. Li Beishuan waved to Li Yu like an amiable elder. Li Yu glanced at him, then walked to the bedside and saw the old man lying on the bed. Grandfather. Li Yu squatted down and held Li Hongtian's hand which was about to be raised. Xiaoyu, you've lost weight. Are you not eating on time again? Li Hongtian spoke with great effort, as if every word was difficult to utter. Li Yu smiled and said, No, I always listen to my grandfather and eat on time every day. That's good, Mangxing, you come over too. Li Hongtian glanced at Li Mangxing and clasped their hands together. You two are the future of the Li family. I hope you can support the Li family. The sound stopped abruptly and Li Hongtian coughed violently twice. Grandfather. Dad. I'm fine. Li Hongtian swallowed something, then waved his hand and said, I'm fine, you guys continue to listen to me. After I die, Dai Fei will take care of the interior of the Li family, and Beishuan will take care of the exterior. As for the succession to the position of family head, when they reach the level of high-level mages, you can let them compete to decide which of you two will inherit it. Li Hongtian used up his last breath and finally spoke out his wishes. He knew that Li Fei didn't like fighting, but he didn't want Li Beishuan to inherit the position of the family head, so he resorted to this desperate measure. In fact, he was also gambling, betting that Li Yu would remember Li Fei's kindness and be able to win the position of head of the family for Li Fei. Otherwise, there's no telling how long this Li family's trouble will last. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a like and subscribe to the channel so you are notified of future uploads. You can find the next parts in the playlist visible on the screen or on my channel. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.